Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Take a far-out trip into the twilight zone of late-night radio with Iain
Unmissable late-night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Ah, man. So, I mean, it's the... Jesus Christ. It's another World Cup football match tomorrow, and I don't want to, I don't want to be the dour-faced old paedophile that lives at the end of the street. But honestly, I couldn't give a stuff about it, and I really tried with the football match on Sunday, or was it Saturday? One of the days. I tried, and I watched the first half of it. I managed to watch the first half of it. And I felt I think there was a goal scored in that first half. I felt nothing. And then in the second half, I was streaming it, you see, and the internet kind of kept flickering. And so I just fell asleep. I was sort of vaguely conscious for the I heard, can you find, WTMA? Radio station in Charleston, please. Can you find their phone number? I want to speak to them.
Why?
They've just emailed me. And I tried, and I just couldn't. I fell asleep during the second half. And I tried. I really tried. I thought, well, I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to become part of it, and get. And I just couldn't do it. And it does feel like I'm missing out on this great community kind of vibe, atmosphere. Did they say like 26 million people watched the quarter-finals? 26 million? And so it's the semi-finals tomorrow. So that would mean like 50 million will watch it. And we'll have it on here. We'll hear the Talk Sport flesh slapping against flesh as they work themselves up into a frenzy, and honestly, I've tried, guys. I've really tried to feel involved and to get that vibe and to get some of the excitement. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. Sorry, my neck is still tough. Old night last night. Couldn't get to sleep. I got to sleep after 4. There was a dog barking, there was an argument somewhere out in the street, and my neck was killing me. And every time I fell asleep, if I rolled over in my sleep, I was woken. It was like someone was kicking me in the neck. Awful. So I don't really have a lot for tonight. But then, here's the thing. Then I tweeted, why don't you lot come up with some topics? Because I haven't got any. And, loads of people did. Danny Baker's come up with some. Jason has come up with some. Loads of people had. So what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to read the topics that people on Twitter have sent me, good and bad. I'm not even going to vet them. I'm just going to read them out. They might even be racist. But before that, let's go to Zach. Good evening, Zach. Hey, Zach.
Hey,
Zach, what's going on, man? What's going on? What's happening?
Just watching YouTube and playing Fortnite.
Yeah, man, he's playing Fortnite. He's addicted to it. This guy is addicted to Fortnite.
Is it making you violent?
You violent? Have you killed anybody today?
No.
Is it making you... Here's the thing about Fortnite. People who say it makes you violent, they haven't played it. Fortnite makes you build. Fortnite makes you into a hider and a builder. That's all. That's all it does. Very few people in Fortnite actually get to the killing stage. They get to the hiding stage and they get to the building stage. And yet, I've not seen houses, or dens cropping up in the middle of the street or in wooded areas. So this whole thing about Fortnite making you violent is bullshine. What have you got for us, Zach?
Well, I was going to talk about the World Cup. I'm not really into watching the matches, but I was at Thorpe Park on last Saturday.
Yeah.
And on the tannoys, when it arrives, all the staff were like yelling about it's coming home.
It's coming
and
home.
when the match was on,
Football's coming home. It's coming home.
Zach, every time we speak to you, you've been to Thorpe Park. What's going on there? You working there these days or something?
Have you got a Thorpe Park pass? Have you found a Thorpe Park secret tunnel?
Yeah, I go there every Saturday.
What the heck? What is it? Who are you? Richie Rich? The rich boy?
No. I've got an annual pass.
Here we go. He's got a pass. He gets to go to Thorpe Park anytime he wants to go. This guy just goes. He's there. He's there in Thorpe Park. Thorpe on the Loch Flume and the Thunder. I nearly swore then. The Thunderdome.
Well, what was really fun was they made us do the Mexican wave while we were sitting on the roller coaster.
Here's the thing. Even Mexicans don't do a Mexican wave.
Yeah, I know.
I think, have I got this right? The Mexican wave, it's not because Mexicans do it, but it started at the Mexico World Cup of, I'm going to say, 1970. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I think so. 0344-499-1000 is the phone number. Is that what I just said? Is that true about the Mexican wave? Oh, hello?
Oh, hello. Good night.
Oh, hello. Good night. Thanks for calling, Zach. There we go. So this guy's just emailed. Hi, good evening. I'm Charlie James, host of the WTMA morning show in Charleston, South Carolina. I was wondering if one of your hosts could call in to talk about President Trump's visit to England. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.
Oh, God.
Yeah, sure, I will. Sure, what do you want to know? What do you want to know, buddy? You've picked exactly... Is this the number for phoning up the studio?
It's the number.
I'm just going to dial it.
Say you're returning a call from Charlie James.
Is that Charlie James? Can I speak to Hello, yeah, sorry. Can I speak to Charlie James? Mr. Charlie James, please. Thank you so much.
Practicing your own voice.
Yeah. Hello. Hello, yes, I'm so sorry. As David Cassidy once said, could I possibly speak to Mr. Charlie James?
Mo Roland
is not available.
Right.
To leave a message, wait for the tone.
Get me another number.
After recording,
you don't want Mo Roland?
Or press 1 for more options.
Gosh, I wasn't expecting an answer. As the late, great David Cassidy once said, this is Iain Lee from Talk Radio in the United Kingdom. It's possible, I wonder if we could possibly speak to Mr. Charlie James, who's emailed the station over here to talk about President Trump's visit to have tea with the Queen. The telephone number is UK 034-499-1000. That's UK 034-499-1000. Thank you so much. You got the wrong number.
Didn't. That's the one they put out
there.
No,
we're finding. There must be like a number for the studio. Find the studio number.
I'm looking.
I don't like your attitude.
Good.
Okay.
That was the desired effect.
If that really is the desired effect, then
I'm winning.
You're winning. It's a shame because I was out getting your birthday present today.
Were you?
Yes, I was, but I can take it back. I think I've got the receipt.
Is it this? Deep Relief.
Sorry. I was not
anti-inflammatory gel.
I was not giving Katherine Deep Relief. No, I was trying to get her one of these.
Shaggy pony.
But
I love a shaggy pony.
But I'm quite happy to send it back.
Let me see if I can find this number, but it's not easy. Their website is even more shaggy pony than ours.
Well, I suspect it's a Good evening, I'm Charlie James, host of the WTMA morning show in Charleston. I was wondering if one of your hosts could call in to talk about President Trump's visit to England. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much indeed.
Here's another number.
Okay.
Pass me a pen.
Okay. Hello, Russell.
Hello there, Ian. How are you?
I'm in a bit of pain, both physically and spiritually, if I'm honest.
Oh.
Right. Well, I've got to be honest. That's actually the reason I'm calling up. I am a long-term listener and first-time caller.
And you've had enough. You're switching off. You're going to go over to Ian Collins on LBC.
I speak up about it finally.
Oh.
No, I saw again your post on Facebook about migraines. Obviously, what you put on.
Oh yeah. That's quite an old post, but yes, I wrote a thing about migraines a few years ago.
I commented on it some time ago when you did put it on, and I was talking about different bits about it because I said it really related to the kind of migraines I was getting at the time.
Yes.
Now, one thing, I was about to type it out actually this evening. I thought, well, it's only right. I actually finally do give you a phone call.
Don't type it out, Russell. Pick up the phone and spell it out. Don't spell it out. I mean, speak it out with words.
It seems like a decent thing to do,
doesn't it?
Well, the reason why I was going to talk about it is that This time last year, on the 14th of July, I had a stroke.
Ooh.
And, yeah, it was pretty surprising, but it wasn't too bad.
Happy stroke anniversary.
And then, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm getting a cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, but then what happened from that was they found out I actually had a hole in my heart, which, again, sounds worse than it is. Because, yes, what it actually was, because they pumped it full of water, saline, and they found, obviously, that
Now, when I was at school, a friend of mine had a hole in his heart, and it's apparently... I don't want to, take away from you, Russell. Apparently, it's quite common.
You're
but how
say it's common?
Well,
Yeah.
no, but what does it?
Yeah,
what does it
exactly
mean? A hole in the heart?
Well, the thing they call it a shunt, which is just letting the bad blood from one side through to the other side.
Yes.
And it wasn't regulating things properly, and that's what caused my stroke. Was that a clot came through? Now, the reason why I'm waffling on about all that is because once they had actually closed that hole back in March this year, and since then, I have not had any of the migraines that I would have normally do. Now, I was getting migraines, really bad attacks like yours, physically sick with it, and, just completely knocking me for six, couldn't do anything, useless for the day and what have you. And since I had that closure done on the heart, it's actually stopped my migraines. Now, not completely, but really mellowed it out completely compared to what it was.
Are you suggesting I get my heart sewn up?
Well, I think it may be the check on it first. Maybe the get the needle and thread out. Kath might be hanging. Kath
couldn't even get my ingrowing hair out of my throat, which is still there. It's still there.
It's not there.
The spot is still there.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to trust her with my heart.
I know, and you're just giving him something else to worry about. So nice work.
I know it's kind of lining them up, isn't it? Really, but
how do you want to die? How do you want to die, Russell? How do you want to die?
How do I want to die?
Yeah.
Oh, something dramatic. It has to be like cinema-esque in the kind of grandeur of it.
I'd like to die. I'd like to die. Jumping. I'd like to die. I'd like to be out on Friday for the Donald Trump protests, right? And I'm there. I'd be there, like interviewing people who are there for the protests and stuff. I'd be, yeah. But then Donald Trump goes by and he's like waving like a big ginger bell end, right? And then I'd see someone pull out a gun to assassinate the president, right? And even though I don't like Donald Trump, I would
do your Ronald Reagan bit. You'll chuck yourself in the way.
Well, no, I'm not stupid. No, I would go and fight the would-be assassinator, and I would fight them. But he would, and I would punch his face in. I'd batter his face in, right? I would really batter and batter. But then he would kill me. Because I would die a hero, and it would show what a great man I am. Not what a good man, what a great man I am. Because I tried to save a president that I disagreed with.
Tombstone from now, can't you?
Yep.
Yeah. Selfless Ian Lee, it would say, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
It's a tragic comic.
What a great tragic comic and Strawberry Thief. It would say, what a great man. What a great man.
Yeah. We misunderstood him.
But I would then hope that we hadn't made it to the World Cup final, because then I'd only get like a day in the papers before Harry Keane.
Limelight would not be yours, would it?
Exactly. And Ray Parlour took over with their football skills. So, well, Russell, you've given us a lot to think about. I'm not quite sure what, because I wasn't paying attention, but thank you. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. How would you like to die? I've got a load of topics that people have tweeted me that we're just going to fire out there, and any old rubbish. Oh, I'm going to try and phone this radio station as well in America. 0344 499 1000, the late night alternative on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
Let's try and phone this American guy again.
Although I have to say, this is not the way to book guests. American guy,
gonna make love to you all day long. American guy, gonna play with your Yankee song. American guy. What's this guy's name? Charlie Wolf.
Charlie James.
Charlie James. As David Cassidy once said, I'd like to play with your American song. I could be like to put the tip in my mouth and
stop it
and flick it with my tongue. If that's okay with you, Charlie. Otherwise, come on, man. Come on, man. I want to talk to you. Come on, man. I want to talk to you about the Rolling Stones. Charlie James on the radio. Hey, Charlie James, I want to talk to you. Charlie, you email me. I want to talk to you. Come on, Charlie James. Charlie James. Jesus, man!
It's like he doesn't want to talk.
It's almost like Charlie James is scared. Scared of British radio. Right. Jeez. Can you find another number? I mean, just, could you...
Can I go round his house and knock on for him? Is that what you want?
Knock on.
Charlie James, we're trying to call you, man.
I dumped that. I don't want my American cousins to think...
I don't know where that came from.
I dumped it. You'd have heard that on YouTube, but you wouldn't have heard that if you're listening at home or if you're listening in Charlie James's brain, because that is out of order. We will not. I'm singing a song about flicking the tip of his penis with my tongue. You're singing a song about bashing him in the face? No, mate. No.
It's really not my style.
Hands across the water. Hands on Charlie J. Dump that. I'm not having you be violent. I don't even think violence is funny, actually. Seriously, I don't think violence is funny.
Karate chop.
And if you make any more jokes about violence, I will beat you up. No, I don't see.
I didn't do anything.
Dumping that. I'm just... Go on, say something. Say something.
No.
Dumped it. Right.
Idiot. Dump that.
Dumped.
I've never been dumped this much in my life.
Dumped.
Gosh.
If you want to hear Katherine tonight, I'm afraid you'll have to watch on the YouTube channel, because none of her words are getting broadcast on the radio, because I'm not having that.
Spanner.
That is, bang out of order. 03444991000. Let's go to a man of peace. It's Rainbow George. He's a very peaceful man. He's a man of peace. Good evening, George. Peace be with you, brother.
Thank you. Good evening to you and Kath, and it's all a bit synchronistic, the French getting into the World Cup final.
Is it synchronistic or is it football skills?
Well, the synchronicity for me is it is the 33rd anniversary of the French Secret Services sinking the Rainbow Warrior Greenpeace ship today, and yes. I just find it all synchronistic with the wonderful story from Thailand of the release of the football team and their coach, and I'm quite sure that most, if not all of them, will have had some very mystical experiences in that.
Well, they were starving.
Yes, but all the pictures I've seen of them when they were in the cave, they're all smiling and happy, and I'm quite sure that they must have had.
Well, they might have done, because don't forget they had so they were in there for 9 days. I would imagine their torches would have run out after a few. So they had several days in complete darkness. You can't even get that darkness in your house, because there's always like a little crack of light somewhere. I've been potholing with my friend Paul Scoins, and just to say, me and Paul were looking at possibly going out to Thailand to help those kids, so please don't think we're cowards. And once you switch those lights off, that is complete darkness.
Yeah, but it's an amazing story, and I'm sure it will make a great film, and I'm really looking forward to hear what they have to say and what they experienced at the level there. It's fascinating.
Well, they might have done. They might not. Who knows?
Well, I think we'll know quite soon.
Well, I don't think their first interview is going to be, man, it was a trip. Yeah. Man, we saw, like, angels and stars. I mean, you certainly would get to know yourself 9 days underground in the dark. You then put through a harrowing. I'm beginning to wonder though if me and Kath were talking about this before the show. I'm beginning to wonder if it was as dangerous as they were making out, because they were 1 minute they're talking about leaving those kids in there for 4 months, then they got them out in a couple of hours. It seems to me like they were ramping this up a little bit. Dump that. Dump that, Catherine. Sorry, I'm not allowing you to spout filth and fake news on this radio station. That only happens between 6:30 and 10 o'clock in the morning.
And another thing about the best way of dying, I think it must surely be to die in your sleep, because I'm sure your spirit is released and it thinks it's dreaming and it's on a trip back home.
No, come on, man. No, where's the glory in dying in your sleep?
Because I sense that you're released and you think you're dreaming and you don't realise that you're on your way home to your soulmate on the other side.
What?
So
on
to
LBC?
me...
Hang on, Ian Collins on LBC.
Sorry?
No. I don't think... Well, here's the thing. I think if you die in your sleep, because when you die, that's the end of it. Your light is extinguished. You just have a dream, and then your dream stops, and then that's it.
No, we are eternal spirit beings.
We don't have intelligence once we die. But yes, sure, the energy may pass on into the cosmos and take on a new form, but we certainly don't have the identification with this body that we had.
No, we die to wake up to remember everything.
No,
surely, Ian, that's the case. And
no.
Yesterday, when you were saying you didn't believe in what I was saying.
Yes.
I'm not asking you to believe anything. I'm just asking you to imagine, because...
I can imagine fairy stories, yes.
It's not a fairy story. It's something that is actually being set in motion on Friday evening at the MAP Studio Cafe. And what will be set in motion will be truly... marvellous.
Or it will be, and I'm going to paraphrase your own words, or it will be the previous event you had, where I asked you how do you think it went, and you went, oh, it's a bit disappointing actually.
Yeah, no, it was, because I wanted to finally, after a couple of years talking about it, to launch the Wonder Party, and we didn't launch it, but this Friday people will actually start to join a few Wonder Party band parties, and everything will be set in motion, and we will be targeting to get a music band in every constituency in the country, and I think it's very exciting.
Kids don't make bands anymore, though. Kids make YouTube channels and Spotify playlists. Kids don't make bands anymore.
Yeah, but they would be making band parties and getting people to join their band parties and having regular party gigs. You come to a party gig being thrown by different bands, and all those bands playing for a world of wonders.
Well, hang on a minute. Wait, do you remember Live Aid? Where we had we had some of the biggest bands in the world: Status Quo, the Beach Boys. I believe Hall and Oates were playing, as well as REO Speedwagon, and yet nothing changed. Nothing, and they were like the biggest bands in the world, and nothing changed.
That was the biggest concert ever.
But nothing changed.
And it's the 33rd anniversary of that on Friday night.
But nothing changed as a result of it.
Yeah, but that was a different thing. That was raising money for what was happening in Ethiopia. What I'm talking about is just imagining a world in which nobody in that world can be poor.
Okay. We can imagine that. We can imagine that, George. Thank you very much for your call. 0344 499 1000. That reminds me, I watched Bridesmaids today.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny, that. Good film. I like the bit when they were puking and pooing everywhere.
Oh, I thought that was a bit much.
I saw two films. Well, I saw two films today. I saw another Owen Wilson movie, Hall Pass, where him and his mate, not Vince Vaughn this time, would have been a lot better with Vince Vaughn, but him and his mate, right, get given a week off of their marriages from their wives, so they can go off and have it away with anyone. So it's them chasing sex. I was watching it, I thought, God, this Owen Wilson looks older than I would have thought for a film made in 1996, because that was the tone and the look of the film. And I googled it, 2011. It was the most 90s looking film I have ever seen in my life. A lady shot everywhere in that as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah, two films with that happening. 03, you can tell I've run out of ideas. We're going for below the belt. That's never a good sign. Mark, stay there. We'll come to you in a bit. 0344 499 1000, the late night alternative on Talk Radio.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Ah, man. Let's go to Mark. Good evening, Mark.
Hello, Ian. How are you, mate?
Oh, Mark. What's it all about, eh, buddy? What's it all about?
God.
What's it all about, Marky? What is it about, eh?
What's going on, mate?
Well,
what's going on?
Nothing's going on. Everything, nothing, something, little bit of this, little bit of that, nothing, everything.
Right, listen, I've got 3 more programmes for you. I sort of feel like I'm your Netflix correspondent.
Okay, buddy, all right. Okay,
right,
let's see what you got, man. Let's see what you got.
I've got Fauda on Netflix.
Fauda?
Fauda, F-A-U-D-A.
Fauda?
Yes.
And what's Fauda about?
It's about the Israeli and Palestinian conflict. 2 seasons.
Flippin' heck, man, that's heavy shiz.
Man, it is absolutely brilliant. I don't know if you remember, but I told you that Ozark is the best thing since Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah, I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay.
Well, hang on, this Fauda, is it a documentary or is it a drama?
Oh, no, it's drama.
Right, I'm
Absolutely
out.
Brilliant.
I'm out. Because,
really?
Well, yeah, but a drama about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict?
Yeah.
You are joking. It's gonna have no end. It's gonna have no ending. Subtitles, is it?
Subtitles.
It's gonna have no ending, and it's gonna be biased on one side, even though it will claim it won't be.
Yeah, now you say that, you're right.
Which side is it biased on? The Palestinians?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. And you know,
you're right.
Next.
Have you just ruined it for him?
All right.
The Palestinians are going to win in his version.
He's going to have one.
Yeah.
He's going to have one.
Yeah.
On Fox, Brockmire with Hank Azaria. Seen that?
Brockmire?
Yeah.
No, go on, tell me. Speak.
Absolutely. You know Hank Azaria, yeah?
Yeah, Homer Simpson.
Yeah, he's a failed baseball commentator who tries to make a comeback. They had a big comeback. He had a big meltdown, and he's now trying to get his act together. And it's the most funniest thing I've ever seen.
Okay. I'm going to need.
One more thing.
Hang on. I'm going to need someone. First of all, that's not on Netflix. And second,
it's on Fox.
I don't live in America. And secondly, I didn't know you could get Fox in this country. And secondly, I'm going to need 2 more people to phone in and verify this comedy before I take a risk with it, because that is a very, very risky suggestion to make there, my friend. Very risky.
And last one, Ian?
Yes, Mark, thank you.
Sky Atlantic, a documentary about Andre the Giant, who was the giant in The Princess Bride.
I don't think you've seen that, and shall I tell you why?
Go on.
His name's pronounced Andre. It's not Andre. Andrex the toilet roll. Yeah, Andre.
Agassi.
Andre Agassi. Not Andre Agassi. Do you say Andre Agassi?
With aloe vera. Andrex aloe vera.
Flip it! This guy's a nut job! Mark, I've heard good things about that documentary, and that was on Netflix or something for a while, that one I will definitely have.
Get on Brockmire, mate.
Get on what?
Brockmire. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta.
Wow. He threw that one in as he slammed the door.
Brockmire, I don't think anyone's... I think that's a made-up show, and he just wants me to go down the internet hole and try and find it. Ray, have you heard of Brockmire?
Never heard of it.
No, I don't think it exists. I think we've just been punked there.
And I've got Fox, actually, at home.
Oh, have you?
Get you.
Look at that. And you've never even... You've got the channel, and you've never even heard of it.
And I watch quite a few things on
that. You can't keep saying violent things, Catherine. If you want to hear Catherine's violence, I can't censor it from the YouTube channel. So if you go to youtube.com/Iain Lee, click on the live feed, you will hear all of Catherine's violent outbursts. You heard it, Ray, as well. Please don't repeat it. But the listener at home, I'm protecting... Right, dump that. Ray.
Turning into a vigilante.
Isn't it? Isn't it, though? Isn't it? Ray, what would you like to...
First it was a potty mouth, and now a vigilante. Right, I've got a dilemma.
Don't talk about my vigilante.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yes, let's go to Ray. Ray's on the line. Good evening, Ray.
I can't actually speak.
Oh. Well... Come on.
That's unbelievable.
Ignore her. She's not here. She doesn't... Kath isn't in tonight. If anybody is hearing... it's a phantom Kath. Kath is not in tonight. She's been suspended. And so if you hear... I can't hear her. If you hear her, that's a mental issue that you have, and I suggest...
It's in my head.
I suggest you go and speak to a medical practitioner ASAP. What you got, Ray?
My dilemma is, would you ever go out with a girl that's been married to one of your best friends, but is now divorced?
Is she fit?
Oh, God, well, yes.
Totally.
What about your mate, though?
I'm not going to go out with him.
They've been divorced 8 years and separated 10.
Oh, this is a true story?
Oh, God, yes, yeah.
Oh, Ray!
She told me... She told me she loves me.
She got feelings. I got feelings for you, Ray.
She loves him. It's not just feelings.
Even when I was with Billy.
She's not American.
Even when I was with Billy and Billy was pounding me, Ray, I was thinking...
Oh, God.
I was thinking about... I was thinking about... Sorry, I've been watching terrible films the last 2 days. This is why I'm talking like that. When Billy was making... When William was making love to me, all I could think about was you, Ray.
Oh, my good God.
She won't be that posh. It's Ray.
Here, Ray! When I was having it off with Bill, all I could think about was you joining in.
God.
I was hoping for some good advice.
Yeah, well, what? Okay.
You've come to the right place.
Are you still friends with the bloke?
I haven't seen him in a while, actually. But we
sod him
went
then.
to school together.
How many years is it since you saw him?
1.
Okay. You're obviously not that close friends, which is great. Or if you were, you've grown apart.
We've got a sort of close circle of friends, though. So
okay.
There's sort of
okay. How do you feel about her?
Well, the only downside is we're really good friends. So if something did happen and it didn't work out, then
that's the thing. I think here's what I've discovered after a failed marriage and a couple of failed long-term. You should just go out with your best friends. If there's no what other basis is there for going out with someone and having a romantic relationship?
So you should go out with the fella that he's not seen for a year.
No, but if you're good friends, that's a great basis for a relationship, isn't it? Yeah. Have you had a little kissy and a cuddly?
No, nothing.
Do you fancy her?
Yes.
Do you think you could possibly one day fall in love with her?
I think maybe it's already happened, but the thing in my mind was it was always a case of you never sort of... I was going to swear then, but I didn't. No. You never sort of muck about on your own doorstep, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. But if you've got feelings for her and she's got feelings for you, man, hey, listen, every love affair... Let's get serious for a minute, because I also, as well as watching American movies... I also watched the end of the American movies and got the message. If you've got feelings for her and she's got feelings for you, then, and you're good friends, that's the best. Those are the best reasons to take a gamble. Every relationship is a gamble, right? You know, every marriage, every teenage girl asking out another teenage girl, or a teenage boy asking out a teenager. All of these, they're all a gamble, man. They're all a gamble. And
I can't afford to lose any more houses, though.
Don't marry her, then. Don't marry her.
Don't move in.
And listen, and if you feel, there's no reason, I don't think, if you've not seen this guy for a year, if you feel awkward and guilty about this guy, then go and have a word with him. Go out for a coffee and say, look, I just want you to know this isn't going on behind your back. This is above and beyond. You don't need to, but if this might make you feel better. But me and Susan, we have discovered that we have feelings for each other, and we're going to give it a go. I'm not saying this to you to give you an offer of stopping it. It's happening. I'm just saying it to you because I want you to know, because I respect you as a bloke.
Yeah, not bad advice.
It's not bad advice, is it?
Would you rather we said, no, leave it alone?
Well, do you know what? I did think you were going to say that.
Yeah.
No, come on, now. You've got to take a punt on love. A love punt. Take a punt.
Oh,
it's a love punt.
And I've also, just changing the subject slightly, I've also bought 2 tickets for flipping Manchester.
Yay!
Oh, are you bringing her? We won't say we know all this stuff.
No, I can't, because it's her birthday lunch. It's her birthday 2 days before, so she's got a family get-together.
Right.
Well, why don't you bring her to our event, and you can propose to her live in front of the audience.
That ain't happening.
Mate, well, okay, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen, Kath. Don't worry. We'll force a proposal out of him, and if he won't, we'll do it. Hey, we have just checked the tickets. Look, we have. He's bought 2 tickets.
Oh.
We're coming dangerously close to selling 3/4 of the tickets.
I don't want to get to the stage where, because obviously I've been to Dublin, Bath, Brighton. I don't want to get to stalker stage.
That happened when you came to Dublin. That was another country you came to see us.
And by the way, the girl that I went to Dublin with, we split up that weekend.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Wasn't our fault. Nuts. Wasn't our fault, was it? Was she the one that was? There was one woman in Dublin who was talking to me who was bonkers. It wasn't her.
No.
No.
No, she was an Irish girl.
She seemed very nice, but there was a little thing there. I did wonder.
Yeah, that wasn't going to last. This girl's for you, Sarah, Susan.
She was lovely looking though. She was sort of blonde, wasn't she?
0344 499 1000. The Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio with Iain and Kath.
After hours amusement for anarchists, air hostesses, and jet-lagged Antipodeans.
G'day, coppers. Can I crash on your floor?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
I just lubed Kath up. Because I've got this paint. Is it working? Yeah.
Wow, I've just been given deep relief.
Because I got this shoulder. That's the name of the product. Because I got this bad shoulder, so I bought this cream, anti-inflammatory gel, it makes you feel alive. It was freezing, but now it's burning. How's your? I put it on Kath, who's not injured, but she will be up. Oh yeah, flipping heck, man. God, why didn't they should have sold this at raves. This would feel incredible if you were on Class A's. This is amazing. Don't
be on Class A's.
Don't be on Class A's, guys. Don't be.
Don't abuse the deep.
Are you feeling it?
Oh, actually, there's a little tingle there.
Here we go. Let's go.
I wouldn't call it deep relief, though. That may be overstating things.
Imagine that on your Johnson. Let's go to Jenny. Good evening, Jenny.
Hello, Ian. How are you?
I'm on top of the world, looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found ever since Jenny's been around. Your love put me at the top of the world. Okay. We should start a group, Jenny, called the
Iain and Jenny.
Iain and Jenny sitting in a tree, and we will sit in a tree. The stage will just be a tree, and we'll be sat there singing love songs.
Yeah, it's funny that.
We'll do it.
Because I was just having a chat with my friends, actually. And the thing is, I actually am in a band.
Oh, well, ditch them.
That is why I'm calling. Well, it's half the reason why I'm calling.
Ditch those losers, because Iain and Jenny sitting in a tree. You feeling it now, Kath? Yeah. Kicking in, huh? Everyone, go and buy this deep relief product and rub it all over your partner's sleeping body.
Imagine the terror.
God. Go on, Jenny. Let's take you
What's
serious.
going on with the
What's
artistic differences?
What's happening, Jenny?
Basically, at the weekend, like I said, I'm in a band, and we were playing at what you would call like a family fun day. So there were lots of families, lots of kids running around, really boiling hot day. We're on the stage, sweating, and I look out, we start our first song, and in front of me, with not a care in the world, is a woman breastfeeding her child.
Beautiful.
But the child is stood up.
Ooh.
And he's about 4 or 5 years old.
Wowzers.
I didn't know where to look, and I just feel like, you know, should I be feeling this way or not? I don't know how I should.
And you're the singer?
I'm the singer. I wasn't singing at the time.
Right. Because my advice would have been, just sing every song to that mum. Make eye contact with that mum. Let her know that you're cool with her feeding her child who's too old to be breastfed.
Try and make her feel like it was okay, but at the same time, it was just too much.
You should have just tailored every song to the situation, like, and it's too late, baby, now it's too late.
Songs with the word baby in.
Well, no, because he's got teeth.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
And
well, what other songs are there about babies?
About being too old.
Rockabye baby. No.
Ex-girlfriend? Is that a song? Shout out to my eggs.
Shout out to my eggs.
Shout out to my eggs.
Oh wow. Oh, I'm not very good at this.
No, it's not. It's to be honest, it's not one of our best. Well, I mean, what was that's a weird. Hey, listen, I'm all for breastfeeding. I think it's great. I think people should be able to do it any way they want. 4 years old is weird, and anyone who says that it's not weird is obviously some kind of sexual deviant, because you should not breastfeed 4 years old. And I'm not a woman, and I'm not, but I was a baby. And I would.
And you were 4.
And I have been 4, and I would not want to suckle on my mother's teat at the age of 4. No way, because I'd remember that now. My first memory is the age of 3, so I don't remember. But I would remember 4. I would remember that. That would scar me forever. What we need to do, right, is we need to get one of these dirty mums kids when they're an
dirty mums.
When they're get one of the kids when they're an adult, right? Because it's always in the paper. Oh, I breastfeed my kids and they're 10, but they love it, right? But I tell you what, let's speak to that kid when he's 36, shall we? And then go, right? Did
He's
you
not
love
got
it?
his mouth full.
Yeah, he's still. Yeah, we'll make sure it's not over lunch. Did you love it? Did you really? Because I bet you didn't. And they go, no, we didn't. And I'm now a drug addict. That's what's going to happen. I would have spoken to security, Jenny, and asked them to be forcibly ejected from the premises.
Well, you can't say anything reasonably, can you?
No.
I would say, okay, can we stop? We got something really sick going down in the front here, and the Bliss Warriors. Is that your name, the Bliss Warriors?
No.
What's your band's name?
We're called the DeLoreans.
Okay, I was close. We, the DeLoreans, we will not be going back to the future by starting this song again until these deviants are evicted from the premises. And then
I should have done that.
You should have done it, Jenny, and I don't know why you didn't.
Instead, what did you do? Just go.
I didn't do anything. I was just. I just tried not to look.
You should have.
You were a grown-up about it.
Here's the thing. If I've learnt anything in the past few weeks, it's from my 2 greatest role models, okay? Tommy Robinson and Boris Johnson, okay? And what they did, and I don't know
Both of them disappeared.
Both of them. Well, one of them broke the law and confessed to it, and because of those 2 tiny little things, he's now in prison. And the other one broke the country and then ran away. Now, I think that those are 2 great life lessons, Jenny. What would Tommy do and what would Boris do?
Okay,
just bear that in mind next time. Hey, when are the Bliss Fountains?
The
DeLoreans. Yes. When are the DeLoreans playing their next pop concert?
Oh, this Friday.
Whereabouts?
Not a clue. I need to check. I don't know. We're quite busy, you see. So yeah, most weekends we're out and about.
Okay, well, I hope our on-air plug...
No, we just do private events, you see.
Oh.
This family fun day was the one-off, and I won't be doing it again.
So it was a family fun day. Well, now we know.
What the fun was.
Jenny, thanks very much for getting in touch. Speak again.
Thanks.
Ta-ta, bye-bye. 03444991000. Good evening, Angela.
Hi, Ian and Katherine. How are you tonight?
I'm very well, Catherine. I dumped that. You can't say stuff like that.
I'll punch your face in.
And I dumped that. Angela, what would you like to say? Peace and love.
Peace and love to you. I just wanted to see if you just like some of your callers you've had on before. I was just wondering if it's a prank show tonight.
It's a what?
A prank show.
A punt show.
A prant?
Prant?
Yeah.
Prant.
Prank.
Prank.
Yeah.
Crank.
Yeah.
What do you think the callers are fake?
The last one that you were talking about, he wanted to go out with this lady, but we talked about that a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And quite a few, but Alan hasn't been on at all tonight as well.
Alan was on right at the very start, and then, because then he disappeared off the switchboard, so I don't know what happened there.
Oh.
That's
strange.
It's, well, you know, I'm sure...
He's got a girlfriend these days. He's got a busy man.
Yeah, he's got a girlfriend. Nigel's got a girlfriend. Angela's got a girlfriend. Angela, I saw a picture of you this week. I went on your Facebook page. I was looking through your pictures, and my heart started beating so fast as I stood up to walk around the room, holding the phone in my hand, switched on the light to get a better look, couldn't believe my eyes as I saw your albums on your Facebook page. I fell in love 1,000,000 times a day. Angie, I was looking at you. I was touching me.
Oh, God.
I was thinking what we could do if we were 23. Oh, Angie, I couldn't send a friend's request 'cause my wife would know. I sent a DM message, it would have gone into your other folder. You'll have to look for it. It won't show up in your inbox. But I sent a picture of me from downstairs. I think you know what I mean. I just done some gardening, some indoor gardening. I sent you a picture. I hope you like it. I bared my soul. Oh yes, my soul. I showed you the darkest corners of my body and my mind, and I'm wondering if you could be mine. What do you reckon?
Really cool, but I'm spoken for.
Yeah? What do you reckon?
That's a no.
Okay, thanks very much for calling.
And you showed her your what?
I'm not
The darkest corners of your what?
My body and my mind. I'm glad my best mate... Listen, I was married...
packed into a DM.
I was married for about 10 years, right? I'm a little bit rusty.
Got a lot of dark corners.
I would say rusty, yeah. The shower isn't great in my place. But I'm a little bit out of practice. So, excuse me if I'm a little bit out of practice.
I think that might have been a little bit too full on, my friend. You scared her off there.
Some of that story was based on truth, though. I did go onto her Facebook page and look in her albums.
She's, as we speak, she is rifling through her other folder.
Well, I think a lesson to be learnt there is if you don't want me to look at pictures of you, you've really got to be very, very specific with your privacy settings on social media. Because boy, oh boy, I'm looking at everybody who is listening to this show. probably been on your Facebook page and had a little root around. So
You want to check your other folder?
Yes, I think you do. Okay, well, there we go. That's an hour of what we like to call radio. Let's see if we can up the pace a bit. And I bet tonight is the night that Rebecca Brooks and Rupert Murdoch are listening to the show for the first time. And so this could be the last show we ever do. 0344 499 1000. Coming up in the next hour. Are you afraid of Muslims? If not, you will be. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio with Iain and Katherine.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I'm going to play a song, right? Listen to this song, right? And it's Paul McCartney, and you'll have heard it a million times. So try and do that thing that we do sometimes of imagining you've never heard this song before. And also, and I only found this out the other week, Paul McCartney plays every instrument on the drums, piano. Every instrument on this song is Paul McCartney. Listen to this and tell me this guy is not a genius.
Pony.
His real first name is James.
Right, like his sons.
But Paul McCartney's playing every instrument. He will not be coming on the show. Not because I don't. Not because his PR agency sent me a slightly high and mighty email, kind of mass mail out.
Literally laughing you off.
No, not because of that. Not because they said no. Because I've made the decision I don't want Paul McCartney on the show.
He's going to be gutted.
Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. At last, someone gets it. My nipples are killing me.
Good. Serves you right. That's not on the directions. It says don't put them on your nipples.
When you were out of the room, you should have seen where I put it. Hey, I can't sit down. So Paul McCartney won't be coming on the show, and I say more fool him, and let that be a lesson to you, Madia. Yes, let that be a lesson. The McCartney death grip shall not be on this show, sir! Although he's doing a tour in September. Fancy going?
Yeah.
Yeah, so get some tickets. Shall we go and get some tickets?
Oh, do I have to go with you?
No, I was saying let's get some tickets independently with our own friends, and we can then compare notes afterwards.
Okay.
Good evening, Jamie.
How's it going, Ian?
I got stinging nipples.
It's your own
got
fault.
stinging nipples. How's the neck?
The neck is actually all right. That cream, I wish I'd put that cream on earlier. It's better that I bought some heat pads, right? Because you're supposed to alternate between hot and cold. So I bought these heat pads from Superdrug, and they're supposed to stick on, and then they heat up for 8 hours. Well, it wouldn't stick on.
Too sweaty.
No. I gave myself a good toweling down. Wouldn't stick on.
You want to try some of that Tiger Balm?
Oh, Tiger Balm. What the hell? Is that actually made out of tigers?
It might be. I ain't got a clue.
That is strong shiz, man. That is strong stuff. What you got for us, James?
Right, I've been listening to your podcast today about your shaggy, what was it? Shaggy pony.
Let me just check out records. Hang on 1 second. Caller, what was it?
Shaggy pony.
Shaggy pony,
Shaggy
yes.
pony, yeah.
Shaggy pony.
Yep.
Right, I didn't phone up about that. I phoned up about the Owen Wilson. Have you seen that film, No Escape?
No. Tell me about it, but don't spoil it. Has it got Owen Wilson in it?
It is really good, mate. It is good.
Oh.
It's a serious one.
Hang on a minute. Sam, who's, let's be honest, his favourite band is Nickelback. Sam is on the other side of the glass. He's a young lad who just turns up here and works for pennies. He's shaking his head going, no, it's a terrible film. Jamie, do you want me to beat him?
All right, yeah, beat him with a stick.
Well, gosh.
No, sorry, mate. It might be a terrible film, but I found it entertaining.
Okay.
Because of the kids and all that. Also,
yeah.
I phoned you up a long time ago. Well, not a long time, a couple of months back.
Okay.
I was saying about Dad Samson and me brother used to be in a band.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'd like you to listen to Discarded Leaflets. I think it's out at what you talk about, you know, the mental health and the drugs and all that lot on YouTube, if you will.
Okay.
And have a listen to it and see what you think.
Discarded Leaflets?
Yeah, it's called Discarded Leaflets by the Young Offenders Institute.
The Young Offenders. All right.
Just put in Discarded Leaflets, it should pop up.
All right. Okay, right. Are there any swear words in this?
No, mate.
Okay, here we go. Well, we're gonna have a little cheeky little listen. Here we go.
Discarded leaflets and empty wrappers, not ate for days. It's not what matters. Looking for a friend indeed.
Yeah.
To help his hunger, fulfill his name. A little pill to ease the pain.
Yes.
Begs for days, he's got no sense of shame. Plastic veins, intense pain.
It lost me there. I was
just getting into it then.
Oh, really? Because I was enjoying it up until then.
It does do lyrics after it, and it does relate to what you know, the drug taking and stuff like that. I mean, I don't mean to bring up drugs. I know you.
No. Hey, no. Listen. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about drugs. I don't know your history, Jamie. I don't need to know it. But people keep saying, how can we stop young people taking drugs? Here's the thing. Here's the answer to that, guys. You can't. You can't stop young people taking drugs. You want to know why? Because drugs are fun, right? There's a reason ecstasy is called ecstasy, because it induces that feeling within you. Now, for me, the drugs stopped being fun after quite a while because I couldn't stop. They were controlling me, and I couldn't stop taking them. But
that's in the song.
Yeah.
It carries on from that. You know, losing money, doing daft things and stuff like that.
But then as well, and there are a number of people, including me, that lost all their money and did daft things and put. You know, my whole life became finding drugs and finding ways and means to get more drugs, right? But that there are also a huge number of people of all ages where that doesn't become an issue, where they spend what they can afford and no more, in the same way that they'll spend on booze or going to the cinema. They'll put it, when they get home at 1 o'clock on a Saturday morning, they'll put it away, and if they've got anything left, they'll save it for next week, or there are loads of people for whom it isn't a massive problem. It is a bit of fun, and here's what I'm getting to, Jamie. Prohibition doesn't work. Let's legalise all drugs. I think we should.
If that was the plan for them all, mate, they'd do it. But they make too much money off us as it is, you know that.
Well, hang on, but the government doesn't make money off us now, does it? Because of drugs?
Well, it's the healthcare business, isn't it? They like to plough that thing.
But the NHS isn't making money off of street drugs. Well, whereas if you could go to, like, look, the newsagent, right, is dying. There's a story in the papers about the high street. The high street's dead, man. All these campaigns, hey, let's save the high street, and I'm aware we're doing a legalised drugs thing, but hang on, let's save the high street is dead, right? It's never coming back unless you have like a drug shop or two drug shops, so there's not monopoly in the high street, like an offie, like you got Threshers.
Yeah, they play them up north.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And then you go in and you go, how much is, what weed you got? How much is your weed? It's a bit cheaper we'll go and get it next door then. Right, fine, I will. but you'll find that our, E is cheaper in here. Oh, it is actually. Honestly, I just think and I know a young person, 15-year-old, died last weekend, I think, because of taking ecstasy. If it was regulated, if it was checked, if it was, laboratory made, government laboratory made, and it wasn't mixed up with all of this crap, everyone would be a lot safer.
First thing that comes into my head is, wow, that's kind of normalising addiction. But hang on, we already do.
Yes.
We already do. You can go and look how much people are going to be drinking over the World Cup time.
Yeah.
And they're encouraged to do so.
But also, as well, if drugs, and we'll let you come in, I promise, Jamie, just me and Katherine on a roll here. It's we're going to roll it. There is still a lot of shame and guilt around drug addiction, where you think, I can't go and tell my doctor I'm addicted to heroin or addicted because it's illegal and I might go to prison. Now, if you go and tell your doctor ain't going to tell the coppers or anyone, but if you go to a meeting, no one's going to tell anyone. But there is still, because it is illegal, that, oh man, I can't stop taking cocaine. I can't tell anybody because I'll go to prison. Well, if you've bought your cocaine from, Threshers on the high street, well, it's not illegal, so you can't. It just takes away a lot of the shame. And I think
shame feeds addiction.
Yeah, and I think it will get people talking about their addiction more openly and more freely. And what do I know? Jamie, go on. What do you want to say?
Mate, I totally agree with you there. No. I mean, if it was out in the open, a lot more people would openly admit it and talk about it. I mean, it's not shameful. Everybody does it in moderation or over. And it ruins their life. Exactly what you were saying a minute ago, mate.
It ruined my life, and if it had been legal, it wouldn't have made any difference, but it might have made a few kids a lot safer.
Yeah, mate, you clawed your way back, though, so fair play.
Oh, yeah, no,
mate, I was only showing you the song so that you could have a listen to it. Listen to it in your own time.
I will do, but it's prompted a conversation,
I totally understand. I totally understand. And another thing, Kath, I'm not Jamie Lomas.
No, do you know what?
I remember that war thing. That was brilliant, by the way.
I can tell you're not Jamie Lomas because I like you.
Jamie, could you do me a favour? For my sister and my nephew who'll be watching, could you say, I think Iain's got a game plan?
I think Iain's got a game plan.
There we go. Jamie, nice to talk to you, mate.
Shaggy Pony.
Shaggy Pony.
You could do Jamie Lomas if you just slowed it down just a bit.
Shaggy
was
Pony.
a lot
Shaggy Pony.
slower.
I enjoyed that. It was a nice call. Yes, Narlook.
Hello.
Yeah. What are you going to do this week? What you got for us this week? Come on, man. Come on. Raise a game, man. You can do this. I got faith.
Ready?
I got faith in you, brother.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I know how to cut obesity.
Okay, hang on a minute. I'm gonna let you do the punchline, but is this really what you want your comeback gag to be? Don't forget, Nollook, I can press the dump button and it will not be heard by anybody except me and Kath.
I want to apologise for the gay bomb incident as well.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, but now you're going to do a fat joke.
No, it's not a fat joke. I'm being serious.
I didn't need to dump it, but I did, because I just want to teach him a lesson.
Just to spite him.
Just to spite him, aye.
Nollock.
Nollock. This is Talk Radio.
Jacked up jive talk for janitors, jazz cats, and gin-soaked boys and girls.
Jackamondo.
If you're awake, you're welcome.
I've got 5 cactus needles stuck in my...
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Gavin and Sally, stay there. I'll come to you in a second. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. I'll call you back. Two stories can be extrapolated from that call from Jamie that are in the Daily Star, Britain's greatest newspaper, the Daily Star.
Porn for cowards, Daily Star.
There we go. Including this one. Sex addiction has been recognised as a mental health illness for the first time. The World Health Organization declared compulsive sexual behaviour disorder as an inability to control intense sexual urges. And then it goes and lists a load of sex acts. So everyone goes, "Oh, that sounds. I wouldn't mind a bit of that." You forget it's the same as drug addiction or alcoholism or food addiction or gambling addiction. It's just a cycle of shame. All of those things you go, "Well, that sounds fun. Oh, I wouldn't mind having that one." All of these are cycles of shame. So. They're all real cycles of shame. There is no pleasure to be gained in any of those things. And then the other story is Mothercare are going to close 60 shops. Right, Mothercare feels a bit 80s, 90s
Right,
to me.
Mothercare, when I had my kids, always felt like it was having a closing down sale. You went in there and it just looked like it looked messy. The staff were always lovely, but it always looked like they were about to shut at any point. And that was, 2011 last time I had a child.
I think the only thing I bought in the last 8.5 years, let's say 9.5 years since getting, the first child we knew was on its way, I think we bought like a fancy dress costume for one of them.
Oh, right, yeah.
In there once. That's it. Mothercare does, what does
Yeah, because they had the early learning centre in there, didn't they?
What does it do? Mothercare is to shut another 60 stores, putting 900 jobs at risk. Bosses said its Children's World division was being put into administration, with 9 out of 22 stores being axed. The closures added further fuel to the high street decline, and the company now hopes to raise £32.5 million from shareholders. Mothercare has identified savings of £19 million and hopes to get hold of another £10 million in cash as it fights to stay afloat. Why? Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? The high street is dead. Do you know, last year, I'm going to get the first figure slightly wrong, but its point holds true. Last year, 2017, John Lewis, the first 6 months, they made a profit of something like £25 million. You know what their profit was for the first 6 months of this?
I know they're not doing very well.
0.
Wow.
0.
And that's John Lewis.
0. £26 million to 0, right? And you say, that is John Lewis, right? Marks and Spencer's are closing stores. Everywhere is closing down. Here's what you need to do. Big companies and big shops like that. Just close now. Close now and save yourselves a fortune, and try and save some kind of pension pot for everybody who's invested in the pension pot, and just put everything online. Put everything online, man, because the high street is dead. The only high streets that are going to survive, the shopping streets that are going to survive are places like Oxford Street. Big, massive kind of tourist traps where you've got a mixture of clothes, a mixture of touristy type things. When I was in New York, loads of the shops were closed. This is New York, right? There's certainly no record shops in New York anymore. Loads of clothes shops. The only shops there that are really thriving are the Gap and Banana Republic. Everything else is closing down.
And they've always got a sale online. What's going on with those?
The Gap. This is you sign up to the Gap's website, man. Every day they send me 25, 30% off. Sometimes they'll send me an extra 50% off sales stuff. And at least once a month, I'll get an email saying you've got 40% off everything in store. And so I don't buy anything until I get that email. The high street is dead, guys. And all of these talks, Mary Portas, that came to naught. The fella who runs Wix did a report. What happens there? It's done. The High Street is a place where you go, where there's Next, and then there's Boots, and then there's Marx's, and then there's Gap, and then there's H&M. It's gone.
The thing about Mary Portas, I liked Mary Queen of Shops. I liked that because what she was doing there was getting specialist shops to focus on what made them different and what you couldn't get online and what you couldn't do online, but also to make an experience, so you weren't just going to the shop to go in and out, with your purchase. You were staying to have a coffee or, they were trying to sort of make it an experience. But you're right. I think the cost of parking and space for parking is prohibitive. But also the fact that, as you say, that, these cookie cutter high streets now, people are tired of that.
It don't work. Places like, the big shopping centres, like the not Whiteley's, the big shopping centres.
Westfield.
The Westfields. I mean, even Brent Cross looks old now. Brent Cross compared to Westfield.
When I was a kid, we used to go to Milton Keynes shopping centre.
Yeah.
For a whole, we'd go on a Saturday and we'd spend the whole day there.
Yeah. Those the big, what do you call it, Westfields? The Westfields will be fine, because that is an experience.
There's food and stuff there as well.
It's an experience, right? And also they've got a cinema. The High Street's dead, man. The High Street is not going to be, you go down Slough High Street now, it is, the Marx's is closed down. What used to be Owen Owens is Debenhams, but that's on its last legs. It's charity shops and it's bookies. And it's like McDonald's and stuff. That's
Vape cafes.
Vape cafes. You go in the Queensmere shopping centre. I used to work in the HMV in there. Well, the HMV is long gone. It used to be next to CNA. Long gone. And it's all mobile phone repair shops. That's all it is in the shopping centre. Mobile phone repair shops.
Because so far you can't do that online.
Yeah. And popcorn sellers, bizarrely.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of popcorn being sold in there. And that's it. There's me also, I'm saying, the big shops should just put all their money into online. Do you know what? It's too late. You should have put all your money into online 10 years ago, 15 years ago, because Amazon is kicking your ass. It's kicking your ass. And I hate to say, occasionally, I'll go into a bookshop with the boys and we'll buy a book. But if I'm buying a book for myself, I'll go in the bookshop. I'll see how much it is on Amazon. Now, there are small independent bookshops, like Big Green Bookshop in North London and Wood Green, places like that, and if I'm going past places like that, I will go in there because I think it's me clinging on to old-fashioned things. I do think it's nice to have bookshops on the high street, but everything is cheaper and easier. And with Amazon, if I order it now, I'll have it tomorrow. I'll have it Thursday at the very, very latest. Do you know, I can wait until Thursday. I can wait until Thursday for that book about the Beatles, or I can wait until Thursday for those pair of shoes. I can wait.
Who's got time to go and park up and go and have a walk up and down a high street anymore?
The High Street is dead, Gavin.
That's your turn, Gavin.
Gavin.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was dead.
Well. Another one to add to the burning bush of bullshine. Yes.
No. I was just giving you a quick update on how I'm doing at the moment.
Did you get your car back?
Sorry?
Did you get your car back?
No, that all finished acrimoniously.
What happened with the car, man? Because of course you had that car crash and you couldn't remember where it was, and you were in shock and stuff. What happened to the car?
It was deemed a complete write-off.
Right.
The insurance have given a certain amount back, so that's kind of all right.
Okay.
So I've just been to my GP today, and he's put me on a different course of antidepressants.
Yeah.
And I've got to leave. I've got to come off citalopram for 4 days and just leave a gap of not having anything. And I'm going on to another batch of meds. And I tell you what, man, I feel like the most clear and the best I felt for a long time.
Well, that's excellent news.
Yeah, it's not so bad, is it, mate? Seriously, after all the caper I've been through recently,
that's excellent news.
So are they going to?
I'm kind of pleased with that.
They're going to cut your meds completely, and then put you on something else.
I'm still on the ones that I'm prescribed from the sort of stop drinky people from the Royal Free in Hampstead. I'm still on their meds, but my mental health meds, which are governed by my GP, not from my specialist at Hampstead, yeah, they've changed me. So.
And what's going on with your old man?
Oh, mate, I haven't been out of my room since I spoke to you last, in all honesty.
Well, how did you get to the doctors?
No, I mean, like in family circles, and I haven't seen him since we spoke last.
Okay.
The only person I've spoken to is my mother. Yeah, I daren't leave my room if he's in the house, but I just don't know. I don't know how to even start a conversation with the fella. I just wouldn't know. So my uncle is very kindly taking me to Hampstead to the hospital, so my dad doesn't have to drive me. I can't see my brother. I can't see my father, and.
But I thought your dad sometimes kicked his way into your room.
Yeah, he that is his want. Yeah, but I've kind of got savvy to putting a lock on my door. So
can I give you the gist of an email that we had?
Of course you can, mate. Yeah.
Mind? Okay, because you know the score. If you come on a radio show and people listen, you kind of, to a certain extent, even if you call in, to a certain extent, a little bit of you becomes public property, and people want to have their say. And I can see lots of nice, supportive comments on the YouTube. We had an email from someone who suggested all of your stories were so far-fetched and so out there that this emailer suspected that you were making all of this up, or either deliberately making it up, or that you had something like Munchausen's, where you kind of lie and you buy into the lie and you sort of believe the lie. And I just wondered what you would say to that person who emailed in.
I'd say that hurts me more than any fist that my father could lay on me.
Why?
Because we've talked in the past, you and I think Kath as well, and I don't really have anybody to speak to. If they think that I'm making it up, I just hope that they're never in a position where they.
Oh yeah. And I hope you don't mind me bringing it up.
I'm pretty sure I sent Kath the picture on Twitter. If I didn't, I probably, because I'm not used to using Twitter.
Yeah, it's quite straightforward.
Well, honestly, Ian, I don't know. I'm a Luddite when it comes to. I know how to use.
But you can
email.
understand, and I hope you don't, because there's lots of support on. There's lots of support on YouTube. Loads of people, wishing you well and stuff. And I hope you don't mind me bringing up. I just think it was interesting. This person, and he emailed about loads of other things as well. And I was just keen to get your thoughts, because it does sound like you've had
a massive run of bad luck.
Run of very, very bad luck. And the whole thing with the car was weird, man. That was weird.
It's like I was telling my GP today when we were discussing the change of antidepressants and stuff, and like I've been working with ADAS, the drink counselling people, and with my professor at the Royal Free Hospital. The best way to deal with the entire thing is to give everybody as much information as possible, be as honest as possible, so everyone can work together to get to the best solution. And I'm just trying to be honest with everybody. If somebody thinks I'm making it up,
because we do get callers that make stuff up. I'm not going to mention any names, and I'm not going to embarrass anyone, but.
Yeah,
we
have
a caller who's just started calling me again after a few years, and I kind of tease him and have a bit of fun with him, but actually he's quite a serious fantasist, and claims to have travelled all around the world doing all kinds of bits and pieces.
I can't claim to have done that.
No. Well, fantasies can be a small thing, but it can, and he tells these stories with such conviction and such a straight face. Now, his stories are so fantastic.
Does it sound that fantastic to you, Ian? What's happened? Because for me, I'm living it. To me, that's just kind of my life. I didn't know it sounded fantastic.
Well, if you were listening carefully, I was saying that this caller's stories the majority of them were so fantastic that there was no way in the world this guy was telling the truth. I wasn't saying yours was so fantastic, but as you've raised that point, they do sound fantastic. They do sound fantastic, yeah. And if you know, and I for 1 second would not wish the life, the bad luck you've had in the last 6 months on anyone, because you've had a real rotten run of luck with that car crash and with the situation with your dad and it all.
Cheers, man.
Honestly, it sounds horrendous. But I will also say, and I appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate you sharing your story with us and sharing your truth. But I would also say, if at any point a caller to this show, and I'm kind of speaking more about the other guy, but if any point a caller to this show who had been telling me one thing for 10 years, as this other caller has, were to say, you know what, maybe I exaggerated some of those stories a little bit, I would have nothing but
respect for the man.
Ultimate respect for the person, because lying is easy, man. Trust me. When I was using drugs, I was lying all the time.
Yeah, I'm clean of drugs.
Beautiful, good for you. At stopping lying, I found really, really difficult, and then correcting the lies, going back to the people I'd lied and said, look, that thing I told you, I'm going to be honest, it wasn't true. I wasn't well when I told you, and then I got well, and I kept on telling you that lie because it was easier, and you may think less of me, but it wasn't true. And it's a tough gig doing that. But if that guy or any caller comes to me and says, some of the stuff I've told you is untrue, some of it is exaggerated, some of it is pure fantasy, I would have nothing but respect for that caller.
And I believe you, and I respect you for that. And part of me wishes I could just go, ha, Ian, look, got you. But I'm afraid that is my life.
Okay.
I can't be anything but true to you because I just can't. I've got nothing else to really.
Okay. All right, man. Hey, listen. Well, nice to talk to you, Gavin. Thanks for the call. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's go to Sally. Good evening, Sally.
Hello.
Oh gosh, there was a croak in there. Hello.
Sorry.
Hello.
Well, I was going to call that one thing, but after hearing that conversation...
Yes, you're going to phone up and tell me everything you've ever said to us is bullshine.
Oh, no.
Her name is not Sally.
I don't know whether I want not to do this.
Well, you do what you want. If you're not up to it, don't do it.
I would probably, and I'm probably going to get a lot of stick for it, but, there we go. I didn't believe Gavin. And you might be referring to my email. I don't know.
Do you know, I wasn't actually referring to your email, no.
Right,
I don't remember your email about Gavin. I remember your emails panicking about the Caddicks, the Caddick brothers.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
yeah.
I wasn't referring to your email,
Okay,
Sally.
right.
But you've outed yourself. And I don't want to make this a Gavin bashing thing at all.
No.
But
I just thought that I don't know. It's difficult because the things that he describes I've been through myself as a child, and I did, hand on heart, I did think for a bit that maybe there was a bit of bullshine in there, and it did sort of upset me. But if he says that it's true, then fine, it's true.
If he says it's true, then fine, it's true. I have to go along. I have to go along with that. Having done this job for 15 years, and you've done it about 15 years as well, haven't you, Kath? Maybe a bit longer. We both have a little kind of spidey sense.
Yeah.
And here's. Can I just tell you something as well? Sam, who answers the calls, he's
getting it, isn't he?
Oh, he's getting the spidey sense. Sam is he's developing the spidey sense, and it's a joy to see it growing. Well, last week when we're getting loads of kids calling in, first few he just put them through, and then after about number 3, it was coming up on the screen, prank. And it's tough to tell. It's really tough to tell. If you were just answering the phones and someone comes on and goes, hello, yeah, my name's Tony, can I speak to Iain, please? You wouldn't know anything. It's that little spidey sense. And Sam was right, I think, every single time. So well done, man. He's getting that vibe. And we've got the spidey sense. But the spidey sense isn't always right. And sometimes it's a little bit... sometimes it shouts loud and clear in my head, and sometimes it's a little bit angry. That's that. And if Gavin says that's the truth, that's the truth. I'll go along with it.
He's got no reason to lie to us.
No. Okay.
No.
Anyway, what I called about. Okay.
Yes.
Something really freaky happened to me yesterday.
Alan Caddick sent you a dick pic at last.
No, I haven't got one of those yet. But,
okay, well, I'm sure someone can forward someone.
Tomorrow.
Oh, God.
He's phoning me tomorrow.
Why is he phoning you tomorrow? The court case is over.
Oh, he just wants a chat, doesn't he? But he keeps phoning and,
Sally.
Yeah.
If only he hadn't been so thorough.
I haven't answered him, but then he phoned tonight and I thought, oh, no. But, yeah. So, but no.
Off with his head.
Yes.
Anyway, I was sat there yesterday, and I've got 2 phones. I've got a main phone which I'm phoning you on, and then I've got an old phone which I watch YouTube and.
Oh, you're a drug dealer.
That sort of thing.
This is what Alan's phoning up for tomorrow, by the way. I think you could be safe. He let me know what he was going to be talking to you about, and he wants to sing you a song, and I think you might be safe, Sally, because this is the song he's going to be singing.
Singing, we're glad to be gay. Singing, we're happy this way. Hey, singing, you're glad to be gay. Singing, you're happy this way.
Prove it.
There we go. So that's.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Yes. Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Anyway, so I'm sat there. I've got the 2 mobiles in front of me.
Yeah.
And my old one starts ringing.
Uh-oh.
So I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the number, and I don't recognise the number, and it's quite a strange number.
Yeah.
And then it suddenly occurs to me that there's no SIM card in that phone.
Ooh, phone call from beyond the grave.
So I'm wondering if anybody knows what happened.
Hang on.
Why didn't you answer it?
Yeah.
Because it freaked me out.
Oh, Sally!
So, but it was a weird number, and I phoned it, and they said that this number doesn't exist.
Has anyone had the, because I've started answering the phone now. When my mobile rings, I'll answer it.
Oh,
I didn't
I
used
don't.
to. I answer it now. Has anyone had that phone call? And I've had it a few times. It's a mobile number. It rings. You answer it. Silence. You say hello? Silence. Hello? Woman starts speaking. First time it went like this. Hello, I'm just calling you to talk about the accident you've been involved with.
Yes.
I said, I haven't been involved in an accident. Why don't you F off? Okay, I'm sorry to have bothered you. Goodbye. Phone goes dead. I've had 3 more of those phone calls. And here's the spooky thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a recorded message. Each time. Hello, I'm calling you about the accident you've been involved in. Whatever you say. Okay, sorry to have bothered you. Phone goes dead.
What if you'd have described the accident?
Well, it's nothing. That's it. That's the recorded message, right? You phone the number back. It doesn't ring. Okay. So it's completely automated. What the hell are they getting out of that?
Checking the line.
What for?
To see if there's anyone answering it.
What for?
To see if the number is used.
What for?
So they can add you to a list.
What for?
Of potential suckers.
What for?
To sell you crap.
Dump that. I had to dump that. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. That was outrageous. Don't use that language in this studio again, please.
Oh, yours.
There we go. Dump that. There we go. So, Sally, I hope that answers your question.
No.
Thanks very much for your call.
Another satisfied customer.
No. Thanks for calling. 03. Is that a call for us? Oh, there we go. Let's have a quick break.
Tales of mystery and imagination on the radio show that does things differently.
Dolly Parton, I listen to a record all day long.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I'm a nut job, but not that kind of nut job.
On Talk Radio.
Honest to God, it's the new Breaking Bad. Oh no!
So I think it's time we had an honest chat about Elon Musk's submarine. That guy's the most intelligent guy in the world, right? One of the greatest inventors in the world. God's sake, he put a car in space. And yet he invented a submarine to rescue those Thai lads. Have you seen this?
Mm.
He invented a submarine, but it just looks like a giant cup you get, the metal cups you get from Starbucks.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Like a capsule.
It's a thermos. What the hell was he thinking?
I think he was thinking, and this is a terrible thing to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think he was thinking, ooh, free publicity.
I don't.
He doesn't need it though, does he?
It wasn't branded up either. The thermos. It wasn't branded up, and I don't think he. All right. Let me be naive for just a second. Let me be cute and quiet. Oh man, give me like a Southern American name. Blanche Dubois.
Truman.
I'm no, for a lady.
For a lady.
I'm Blanche Dubois, and I'm being very quiet. Oh, sir.
Why are you talking like Rain Man?
No, doing
a very careful driver.
Oh, sir, I'm Blanche Dubois. Why don't you have some iced tea out on the patio, and I'll be out shortly, sir.
You should be. Oh, fiddle-dee-dee. Why, I do declare.
That's what I'm doing.
No, you weren't. You were doing, I'm a very careful driver.
Oh, sir, my name is Blanche Dubois. Why don't you help yourself to some freshly made lemonade?
Counting cards.
I made it myself. There's a musical of Rain Man. With, I'm autistic!
Michael Balls.
No, it's, the other one that isn't James Corden. Michael Stone, Matthew Stone.
No.
Andrew Stone, Andre Stone.
Andrew Stone, I wish.
It's him and someone else. And it's Rain, it's called Rain, exclamation point.
Of course it's got an exclamation.
Yeah. And
Rain!
And it's, I'm not getting on a plane, I am scared of flying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 36 matches. That's the vibe, I think.
Wheel of Fortune, I gotta get back for the Wheel of Fortune.
I don't remember Rain Man, I'm assuming there's a Wheel of Fortune
He's
section.
obsessed with Wheel of Fortune, has to get back to watch it every time.
Okay, let's go to Zach. Good evening, Zach.
Hello.
Hello, Zach. Hey, it's our second caller called Zach this evening.
It's a different Zach.
Wow, unless it's a Big John, Little John scenario, in which he drank the magic water and grew up. Yes.
Well, this happened the other week. Don't you remember? Zach rang up, and then I heard you saying hello, Zach, and I thought he's talking to me.
You get all the Zach flack.
Yeah, no, but I rang up last time after that. Don't you remember, Lee?
Well, hang on a second. You're an idiot then, because if you weren't even on the line when I'm going, hello, Zach, and then I start talking to someone, it's obvious I'm not talking to you, Zach! We'd be friends in real life.
You wouldn't.
We would.
We would.
Hey, listen, you must remember me. I'm a big Rise fan, remember? Kate Lawler, Iain Lee.
Yeah, no, you're right, Catherine. We wouldn't be friends in real life. Anyway, Zach, what have you got for us?
Well, no, you were talking to some geezer about the afterlife and that earlier. I did tweet you. There is no afterlife. There's not such thing as ghosts.
Yep.
All spiritualist mediums full of, I just think it's terrible that they're making money off people that are so gullible.
Shanty Pony.
Oh, that was quiet. What about people who claim to have seen a...
Shanty Pony.
Are they lying? Woo! Yes! Someone's tickling Zach! I dumped myself there. Got a bit carried away there. Dumped myself. So yeah, I think that's it. You switch off. I think your energy evaporates into the universe and becomes one with the cosmos. But you certainly don't have. You're not sentient, and you don't have any recollection of this life.
Yeah, 100%. It's like going to sleep forever.
Forever, except you don't even have dreams. But one good thing is you don't wake up to go to the toilet 5 times a night.
Well, yeah, I do that when I've had a fair few shandies.
I do that every single night.
You drink at night?
Well, yeah, I'm working.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the thing. Zach, will you be watching the football game tomorrow night?
I'll be DJing through it, but yeah, I'll be watching it, yeah.
Well, hang on a minute. How can you watch it whilst DJing?
Because the venue, I'll be outside in this big beach bar, and there's a big projector screen, so I'll be sort of, like, facing it.
It sounds like hell.
Hey,
baby! Ooh! I wanna know! Will he score a goal?
I'm not a big football fan, to be honest.
Oh, man. No, this is what... Can I tell you, this is what they were... Limmy was on holiday recently, and this is what they were actually singing in the disco, right?
Yeah,
Hey, baby!
Ooh!
I wanna know if it's coming home.
Oh, God.
God, I hate human beings. The sooner they start that war and kill us all off, the better. Don't you think, Zach? Let's get rid of us. Get rid of us. What do we do? What good do we do? None. Although Kath's going to tell you a story about a ring stuck up a vagina in a minute.
If you're very, very good.
Yeah, I don't know when Kath did this, but she was... She's going to tell us all about it.
It's not about my vagina, for once.
Zach has never seen one. Zach! Boom, boom! Zach, nice to talk to you, mate. Thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. Switchboard is empty for the first time this evening.
Unlike this lady.
Go on. Go on.
Right, here we go. Now, proposals. Always tricky to make yours stand out. This is one this person is never going to forget.
Yeah.
A woman was left with a...
Here we go.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
A woman was left with a Kinder egg stuck inside her vagina.
Ooh, no wonder they're illegal in America.
After a proposal went horribly wrong. She had the whole egg or just the little yellow bit?
It must be the yellow capsule.
Not the whole egg,
You
surely.
couldn't fit a whole Kinder... Well...
I don't know, you won't get it out whole.
No, well...
you might.
They're very, very tasty.
God.
They're very tasty.
The unnamed woman took advantage of the leap year tradition and popped the question to her boyfriend on February 29th, according to Dr. Adam Kay. Do we believe him? Yes. Keen to be original. God. The woman put an engagement ring in a Kinder egg that she then inserted into her vagina. Dr. Kay writes in his new book, This is Going to Hurt, Confessions of a Junior Doctor.
Hey, is this a book?
We need this book.
Oh, we need this book and we need this guy on.
This is awful.
Here we go.
I know it's nearly midnight, so please forgive me. I did not make this story up. I certainly did not do this thing. I'm just reporting it as seen. In the Daily Mail. Keen to be original, the woman put an engagement ring...
Keen to be original.
...in a Kinder egg that she then inserted into her vagina, Dr. Kay writes in his new book, This is Going to Hurt, Confessions of a Junior Doctor. She hoped that after some finger work, God, her partner would retrieve the ring and she would go down on one knee. She would go down on one knee.
So we're coming up to midnight. We can do this. So she was hoping that he would be pleasuring her and then go, "Oh, what's this up there?" If I
in your prison pocket.
If I found that, I would push it further up and pretend it never happened.
I think, oh God.
Well,
that maybe is what happened.
Yeah.
Yet while inside her, the egg rotated from being horizontal to vertical, leaving it stuck.
Horizontal? It went up lengthways. Wait, lengthways?
It was horizontal, and then it went vertical.
So, wowzers. Gosh.
Surely,
vertical, you would... Anyway, wow.
Well. Refusing to tell him what had happened until he agreed to be her husband. Wow. 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 Yeah. You can't... Well... I mean, I give it 6 months.
Oh.
Refusing to tell him what happened until he agreed to be her husband, the woman popped the question, and only the question, anyway, before rushing to hospital, where Dr. Kay treated her. Dr. Kay described the proposal as equal parts unexpected, disgusting, and I suppose romantic. Although the woman's boyfriend tried to remove the egg from her intimate area, no amount of shoogling...
And they could tell because he had chocolate around his mouth.
God. No amount of shoogling from either of them would get this particular goose to lay her golden egg.
What's shoogling? Is that?
I have no idea. What's shoogling?
Is that shit googling?
Remarkably, she was so keen to maintain the surprise, she wouldn't tell him what she'd done or why. Dr. K added, Kinder Surprise. Once at hospital, Dr. K managed to remove the egg with forceps, and the woman is thought to have made a full recovery. Well, yeah.
Wowzers.
It's not hand grenades. Wow. So there's that.
Oh,
and then there's another story underneath here.
Hang on. Yibbo shaky. Me unscrabbly. Shocka-dooby! Doubly shocka-dooby! Pop swabble! Toy! Yodel yum and choco scrub with multi-pop swabble dies! Oh, grubbly! Me scrubble now! Snuggle! Whee!
Kinder Surprise from Ferrero.
There we go. That's what she was trying to
Shocka-dooby! And then there's this other one about a ring.
Well, let's hold your ring tattle for a little bit.
Wow.
I think that cream I've rubbed on me, I've got a feeling it might be Novichok. I'm not sure. Something's happening to me. 03, we got another hour of this before Paul Ross comes in and does a proper radio show. 03 for, but apparently he's got a time travel expert on tonight. There's a joke for some of you geeks out there. You get it? 03444991000. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The wild man of late night radio, Iain Lee.
Differently interesting nocturnal emissions from a legend of late night radio. On air and off the leash.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
They've cancelled Brexit.
Apparently they have. 03444991000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you're very welcome. It's Kath's Vagina Corner.
No, I'm not talking about vaginas. I'm talking about rings.
Okay, here we go. It's Kath's ring piece.
Oh, my God. Flipping it.
That was quick thinking, though, wasn't it?
Well, no, it's always at the forefront of your mind.
Madam, your ring piece is not at the forefront of my mind. It's at best, it's number 4 in my list of things I'm constantly thinking about. Please.
Woman who hid £120 ruby ring cheap.
Yeah, that is cheap, isn't it?
Inside a helium balloon for a birthday surprise, appeals for help finding it after it drifted out of her house and flew away. Idiot. Vicky Rutter popped the £120 present.
What was her name?
Vicky Rutter.
Wowzers.
Popped the £120 present inside a giant balloon on Saturday afternoon. But as she turned her back to grab a weight to tie it down, it flew out of her house, like in a cartoon. She said, I turned my back for 30 seconds and when I came back it vanished.
30 seconds? That's in the lifetime of a helium balloon. That's forever.
It gently bobbed out the window. A mother of 2 who wrapped a ruby ring inside a helium balloon as a surprise gift is appealing for help after it floated out of her back door.
Of her house, I'm hoping that means.
Yeah, I nipped the of her home out. Vicky Rutter popped the £120 present inside the giant balloon on Saturday afternoon as a 21st birthday gift for her cousin, Ava Wesson. But as she turned her back to grab a weight to tie down the 36-inch inflatable, it drifted into her utility room, through an open door, and into the garden outside her home in Edenbridge, Kent.
Wow.
She took a picture of it, though.
Oh,
actually, it's quite a nice ring. I just turned my back for 30 seconds, and when I came back, it had vanished, said Mrs. Rutter, 47, in case you were wondering.
Yeah.
I just cannot understand it. There was no breeze. How it got round the corner into the utility room and out of the back door and squeezed along the side of the house without snagging on the fence or the place where I put the bins out, I do not understand.
That's an insurance job, isn't it?
120? No.
I've just Googled things stuck inside vaginas.
Oh, for God's sake.
And here's here's 16 things that got stuck.
In the same one?
16 weird things people got stuck in their vaginas in 2017.
Gosh.
Here's the list of things you might... okay. Okay, before we get started, this is from EliteDaily.com. Take this fact into account. Vaginal canals are typically about 9.6 centimetres long. So keep that number in mind when you're trying to visualise the sizes of some of these items people managed to get lodged up in there this year.
God.
Number 16. Bless you. And it doesn't always give... it doesn't always give an explanation. Okay, so number 16, a toy wand.
Wingardium Leviosa.
At number 15. Number 15. 15 stone balls. Only 14 were found.
Oh my.
The doctor's note for this one reads that the patient was using massaging urethral vaginal stone balls. The string holding 15 balls together dissolved. What the hell is she producing down there? The doctors could only find 14 balls. Number 14 of the top 16 things women got stuck in their vaginas in 2017. A lollipop. Number 13. A candlestick.
My God.
Number 12.
Were they playing Cluedo? It was Professor Plum in the bedroom with a candlestick.
In the front passage. Number 12. Clay.
Right, okay.
Number 11. This is one incident. A phone and money.
Prison pocket.
Apparently the patient in this scenario was having sex with the boyfriend when he put phone and money in vagina.
Oh my God.
Apparently the patient in this scenario was having sex with boyfriend when he put phone and money in vagina.
No pockets.
Number 10.
Can you hold this for me, please?
Number 10, a hot towel.
Oh.
Number 9, headphones.
What?
I'm assuming the little buds, not like the big Bose. Didn't put the Bose in there. Or the Dr. Dre's. Or they the
Beats by Dre.
Beats by Dre. Gosh, well, number 8 is a sponge. And here's the reasoning behind it. The doctor's note for this item reads that this unfortunate soul was on period, inserted non-birth control sponge in vagina so she could swim.
Oh, dear.
Number 7, a bike reflector.
Safety first. Oh, my God.
Number 6, a ball. Number 5 is silicone balls. And the patient said, for when your husband leaves town. Don't understand that.
What? Repeat that.
Number 5, silicone balls. The patient said, for when your husband leaves town. Number 4, a penis ring with spikes on. Number 3, a bottle cap. Number 2, a deodorant cap. And number 1, scented soap.
That's because they've been using bottles and not taking the lid off, isn't it?
Oh, here we go. And then it carries on.
God.
But before you start hating on people getting things stuck in their vaginas, let me just say people with penises weren't totally steering clear of stuffing stuff in their junk and getting it stuck.
Junk.
Another look into the database showed that people also got some pretty freaking weird things stuck in their wieners. Yes, in their literal penises. Here are the top 8 things men got stuck in their penises. Number 8. Coaxial cable. That's like your phone charging cable, isn't it, I think? Isn't it? Number 7. Paperclip.
God.
The doctor's note reads... golly gosh. The doctor's note reads... The patient put the paperclip through urethra and punctured through shaft of penis.
I haven't got one and that hurts.
Wow. Number 6, piece of plastic shampoo bottle. Number 5, piece of domino. Number 4, plastic spoon. Number 3, what's 4 inches? About that. A 4-inch long metal sex toy.
Oh.
Number 2, a sharp toy. Number 1, a little screw.
Please, people, please. Respect your genitals.
It is...
Could we not?
I'm now... Right, okay.
Could we not?
Okay, here's... okay. Let's take this call from Sandra, then we'll do the 11 of the most bizarre foreign objects found up people's backsides.
Oh, my God.
You're listening to Talk Radio, guys. The sun took us over. What do you expect? Let's go to Sandra. Good evening, Sandra.
Hi there, how are you? Okay?
I'm very well, thank you.
Here's the weirdest fact. We've been to see James Taylor tonight. It was amazing.
Oh, you saw James Taylor! Oh, God! Where was this?
In Glasgow, in the Hydro.
Oh, yeah. Tell me what song he started with and what song he finished with, please.
He finished with You've Got a Friend.
You've got a friend.
What did he start with? I'm Your Candyman.
Handyman.
Handyman, yeah, I'm your baby.
Oh, man,
It was absolutely amazing.
I love James Taylor.
Amazing concert.
Me and Kath are seeing him on Sunday.
And you know who was supporting him? Bonnie Raitt.
Oh, Bonnie Raitt. Well, this is the thing. Well, she really good, because we're going to see Paul Simon on Sunday.
She was absolutely amazing. Listen to the song, The Nick of Time.
Yeah, all right.
Oh.
Nick of Time?
Nick of Time.
Nick of Time, yeah.
Nick of Time. I thought it was Nicker's Time. And how is... Because James is getting on a bit. How's his voice doing?
Oh, his voice is absolutely amazing, and his guitar playing was absolutely... I can't... Amazing.
Oh, well...
Stephen saying to me, stop saying amazing. So.
No, if it was amazing, I can't... I love James Taylor, Sandra.
I'm going to see Paul Simon tomorrow night.
Well, we're going to go and see Paul Simon on Sunday, and James Taylor is supporting Paul Simon on Sunday.
And Bonnie Raitt, they're all going to be playing together. So it'll be amazing.
Well, Sandra...
I'm sorry to say it, but I said it with capital A.
I suspect you might have had one or two little beers tonight, have you?
No, I haven't, no.
Oh, you should have done. I'm going to get wrecked. Hey, Sandra, nice one. Thank you for sharing that. That's brilliant.
No, can I just hear something else talking about vaginas and stuff?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Right, okay, right.
I'm hovering.
Okay, so after my eldest son was born with these, and he had, like, some disabilities, my doctor told me to get this Prostogen thing, to deal with, like, birth control.
Okay.
Rather than, it said 1 in 1,000 chance that it won't work, and now I've got Callum.
Oh, there you go, you see. So
Yeah.
he recommended a birth control and it didn't work, and now you got Callum.
Yes, and he's worth it.
I bet he is. I bet it was a shock, though.
It was a shock, yeah.
Well.
I didn't know I was pregnant until I was about 6 months gone.
Oh, my.
Doctor told me, Mum, stop it.
Stop talking about him.
You know they've got autism, eh? So
Stop talking about him on the radio, Mum, for goodness sakes. Well done, Callum. He sounds like a good lad. Nice one, Sandra. Thank you.
Okay, take care, Iain.
You take care. Bye, Callum. Cheers. Oh, good for him. Stop talking about me on the radio, Mum.
Won't have it.
Yeah, we're going to see James Taylor. I love James Taylor. And I cannot believe that I've never been to see James Taylor. And what a stupid... Anyway, I'm going to correct that on Sunday.
Did you read my Carly Simon book?
No.
It's amazing.
No, it's on the pile.
There's quite a lot about him in there.
It's on the pile. Well, he was a heroin addict.
And how she found out? He brought his magic suitcase down from one of the wardrobes one day and did it in front of her. There you go. I imagine she had a suspicion.
Coaxial, according to Roger, who apparently has stuck this in his own penis, is the TV aerial cable.
Sweet Lord. Here's another one. And this is courtesy of your friend Mel.
By the way, very quickly, do you want a James Taylor album you won't have heard of? Slide Slim and the Blue Horizon. What an album. Hey Mister, That's Me on the Jukebox. Oh man, that's a great record.
So
go
good.
and buy that record. Anyway, go on, yes. Thank you, Mel.
Stunned coppers discovered a hefty drugs haul the size of a fist and worth an estimated £4,600 inside a woman's vagina.
A fist of drugs, guys.
Desiree Webster, 20, was arrested in a car after a tip-off that she was flogging dope. Oh.
Wowzers.
A police sniffer dog showed particular interest in the driver's seat where Webster had been sitting. And after she refused to cooperate with a strip search, a hospital scan revealed a staggering array of drugs inside her in Shawano, Wisconsin, US. Police found. Here's the list. 36.67 grams of cocaine.
Have I got to remember this to win it all? A cuddly toy, yes.
Worth roughly $4,400.
Okay, so a weekend's worth.
27.8 grams of synthetic weed, about $417.
Yep.
14.72 grams of meth, $1,177. 1.26 grams of marijuana, $19. And 6 ecstasy tablets, $150.
Wowzers.
The haul in total was worth an enormous $6,163 or 4,642 quid.
Wowzers.
It was discovered after a scan of Webster's pelvic area showed a plastic bag the size of a human fist. 3 small bags were found inside it after being removed by a nurse, so she has some sort of filing arrangement in there. And Webster could have died if the bags had ruptured inside her, warned medics. My word.
Well, we've been tasteless enough? No, there's room for more. Okay, this is from the Metro from 2 years ago. 11 of the most bizarre foreign objects found up people's backsides.
Oh, God, here we go.
Oh, and there's x-rays of some of them. Right. You may have seen our story from earlier today about a student who got a vibrator stuck up her backside. She had to go to hospital because her boyfriend couldn't get it out with a pair of barbecue tongs.
Oh, my God.
She's been very open about it because she wants...
Very open!
There's a picture of her holding it. Because she wants people not to delay in getting ailments like hers seem to. It may be embarrassing, but it's not the worst. Here is a selection of some things that people have had to have removed from their rectum. Number 1, a glass bottle. A farmer had to tell doctors at the University of Mississippi Medical Center that he had a bottle stuck up his nether regions. And how did it get there?
You fell on it.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
The 72-year-old used a nearby dumping ground to defecate. Dumping ground, I guess. But when his wooden limb snapped, he fell back heavily onto the glass bottle, according to the journal Annals of Surgery. Number 2. A live eel.
Oh, my God.
A 50-year-old ended up in A&E in Hong Kong with suspected peritonitis, but a radiograph showed the shadow of an eel, and the abdominal pain was actually the eel biting his colon.
How did he get that? Fell in the canal?
He was using the nearby canal to defecate, but when his wooden... No. He admitted he inserted the 50-centimetre fish to help his constipation.
What, like working it out with a pencil?
Thank you very much indeed. A love egg! An A&E worker described how a man came to a hospital with a vibrating love egg stuck inside him. It had been there for 3 days.
He fell on it.
He had come home from a stag do in Amsterdam and went straight to A&E. He burst into tears, saying it had been vibrating the entire time.
Oh.
Instant coffee jar with pins in the lid. And there's a picture of it, Catherine.
Whoa.
The pins are going down into it.
Whoa.
A man who did not give a reason shoved a jar of instant coffee up his jacksie, but not before piercing several pins into the lid. A light bulb. The light bulb was said to have shattered as it was removed. A dildo. Stuck up there for 6 months. Sex toys are obviously the most common objects to get stuck, but this 64-year-old man had a dildo lodged inside of him for 6 months before it was removed by doctors in 1979. To infinity and beyond! It's a Buzz Lightyear toy!
No, not Buzz.
There's Buzz!
Buzz has suffered enough.
And there's not a lot of information surrounding this incident, but the X-ray image says it all.
Where was Woody?
Concrete mix. Doctors found a rock-solid object just inside the anal sphincter of a 27-year-old. The unemployed man injected the liquid adhesive into his rectum using a dual-chambered glue gun, which hardened and became fixed. Aubergine, obviously.
I blame Twitter for that one.
Yeah. Deodorant spray, obviously. Mobile phone. The Georgia lawyer was apparently showering with his phone when he slipped.
Yeah, fell on it.
And fell right on top of his ringing mobile. This gives a whole new meaning to butt dialing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. You're very, very highbrow show tonight.
Just
Lenny,
be careful where you fall.
And also just keep your pants on. As long as you've got your pants on, then you're not going to fall onto any of these things. 0344 499 1000, the late night alternative with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
It's electric, it's eclectic, it's always rule free. It's the late night alternative with that man, Iain Lee.
On Talk Radio.
Well, it's got to be said, it's been one hell of a show this evening. So far, we have spoken about...
Shaggy Pony.
We've also talked about things inside various holes in one's body. We've talked about the high street being dead. What else have we talked about? All kinds of things. All kinds of things.
Some Netflix things you're never going to watch.
Oh, yeah. I've gone onto Amazon Prime for a bit. They've added some films that are adequate.
Uh-huh.
They're adequate for lying in bed when you're not feeling well and you hate your flat and you hate your life, and you can't move your shoulder. They're adequate for that.
Oh.
So.
You look like you're loosening up a bit, though.
I am, actually, yeah. I'm a little bit. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You'd be very, very welcome to. Oh, the Star are doing the story that was on yesterday. Wolf whistle to be made hate crime. Law's gone bonkers, says the Star. Come on, love, show us your badge.
The Star is one big wolf whistle.
It's not gone bonkers, Star. It's written by a bloke, Alexander Brown. Wolf whistling is set to be classed as a hate crime. Any abusive behaviour targeted towards a woman by a man could be outlawed. Well, just listen to that sentence, right? Any abusive behaviour targeted towards a woman by a man could be outlawed. The fact that it's abusive behaviour targeted towards anybody, because it should be outlawed. Abusive behaviour should be outlawed.
And yet it's framed as if to say, gosh, can't do any abusing these days.
But the proposal so far, ranging that lads could be dragged before courts and face serious sentences if they whistle at a woman and she calls police.
Lads, woman, lads.
Workers who objectify and harass women in the streets face being cuffed and prosecuted, campaigners have warned. Remember, it's not illegal to get a camera and take a picture up a woman's skirt. That's not illegal because there's some idiot Tory MP who's no doubt a Brexiteer and is happy to see this country jump off a cliff. And he stopped it. I think they're going to be doing it again, trying to get it through again at some point. A law that should have been passed like that to make it illegal to take pictures up women's skirts. He stopped it.
I object to the way this is being discussed. It's against procedure.
The implication for you, mate, is that you're some kind of pervert. Remember the Sunday Sport used to do? They had a photographer of restricted height who would run under women and take pictures up their skirts at premieres and things.
Hilarious.
Outrageous. New rules would make behaviour towards a woman by men. Okay. New rules would make behaviour towards a woman by men simply because they are a woman equal to crimes where victims are attacked for their race. No. New rules would make aggressive bullying behaviour towards women equal to crimes where victims are attacked for their race. Yeah, that would.
What
not
they're
just
saying is any abuse based on the fact that you're a woman and solely on that fact is abuse and recognised in law now.
A wolf whistle, and then they kind of argue against themselves, and this is the first time I've seen this paragraph printed anywhere. So, a wolf whistle would be unlikely to constitute a public order offence, but would be looked at more seriously if it formed a pattern of behaviour. Good, I'll take that one, Sam. I'll take that. Yes, Sam. What do you want? You keep phoning in from a withheld number. What do you want? The best ones and you don't ask questions, and brother, I'm your man. How come, because that's the guy that wrote Fools and Horses singing the song. What's his name? John Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
How come he sounds exactly like Rodney, Nicholas Lyndhurst? Sounds exactly like him, doesn't it? Incidents that could be looked at by police include harassment in the street. Good, okay. Verbal abuse. Okay, good, yeah, not got a problem with that. Unwanted physical approaches. Yeah, not got a problem with that. Taking photographs without consent. Not got a problem with that. Sending unwanted text messages. Well, if you've been told not to send messages, you've been told that your messages are not welcome and you carry on sending it, yeah, it's harassment. Yeah, no, I that's fine. It's not exactly, what did they call it? It's not the law going bonkers as far as I'm concerned, guys. It makes sense to me. An open letter signed by several groups and faith leaders has demanded the National Police Chiefs Council make misogyny or woman-hating a crime. But a study by the University of Nottingham said rank-and-file police officers considered the policy a tick-box exercise which ate up time and resources. The Star says, page 6, let's go and have a look. Let's see what the Star says. Wolf Law's a howler. Police should not be forced to waste their time over something as daft as wolf whistling. I don't know if you just read your own story. They won't be. You just ruined the story yourself by saying a wolf whistle won't be investigated unless it's done several times. So you're wrong. Yes, it is certainly crass and unacceptable. It can clearly make women in particular feel threatened and uncomfortable, and you can no longer just dismiss it as a bit of harmless fun. But let's face it, it's not life or death. It can be for some women. It can be the start.
You don't know what's happened to that woman.
No, and it can be the start of behaviour that becomes that can lead to death. So, yeah, and also, robbery isn't life and death, and drink driving isn't necessarily life or death, or all kinds of things aren't life or death. Doesn't mean that we shouldn't stop people doing them. We're only going to stop murderers. What was that? Rape isn't life or death.
Shouting racial things.
Yeah, it's not life or death. So what? We don't investigate those. So government plans to make it a hate crime are a stretch. This is the British press is saying this, man. Especially when police resources are strained like never before with violent crime and sexual assaults on the rise. Okay, fine. Police resources are stretched. Well, let's, instead of, using this 4-inch paragraph to say that protecting women is stupid. By the way, 0344 499 1000 if you disagree. We had some people yesterday. Instead of using this paragraph to do that, why don't you use this whole little section to campaign for more resources for the police so that they can do their job properly? I don't know. That might make a sense.
So dismissive. If it was something that was only happening to men, well, it wouldn't happen.
Let our coppers focus on what really matters. The justice system does not need any extra pressure from hundreds of pointless prosecutions against brainless morons.
Wow.
Wolf whistling should be left in the past, but we must keep perspective before turning idiocy into illegality. And a term like hate crime should be reserved for really serious offences. Is it true? I read this somewhere. Is it true that I'm going to say some figures that I'm kind of clutching at in my head, so you might want to do some quick work to see if you can verify these, right? That there was like a big investigation a couple of years ago into tracking people who look at what we commonly know as child pornography online or images of children.
Child abuse images,
yeah. Okay. And that the number of men in this country who looked at these images online was so great that there's not even enough rooms in all of the prisons to do it. Something like, I'm going to say a figure. I'm going to say a figure that's so big I can't believe it. So I must have got this wrong. So I'd love it if you could investigate this for me. There are 150,000 men. Don't quote me on this, guys, until we've got the stats in. 150. The way I remember the story is that this online investigation found that 150,000 men could be identified as having accessed these images of child abuse online. You got it?
I've got. I think this is it.
Go on. Tell me the figures.
From April this year.
Yeah, why not? That sounds right. Tell me I've got the figures way off and it's much lower than that.
Internet Watch Foundation, which finds and reports illegal photos and videos worldwide, so babies and children under the age of 10 were featured in a rising proportion of material found. 80,000 websites were found to be hosting these child sex abuse images in 2017. Hang on, let me find a way.
I don't know if this is the right story.
I think it's probably from the same thing.
If anyone else, by the way, has quick... I've just asked Catherine to do this on the spot. If anyone else has quick access to those links, then do tweet them.
I think it's from the same report that you're talking about, but let me just find it.
All right, okay. Oh, do you want to get that caller back and I'll put them straight on? Go on. I was about to... I don't know if it's that
Not in
report.
that one.
I think it's a different report. I've got a feeling it's something to do with the NSPCC, but again, I could be wrong. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's take a quick break. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Experience the unconventional, the unpredictable, and the completely unorthodox.
Exactly.
With rule-free Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I've got no internet for the last 4 days.
On Talk Radio.
We're trying to find the stats, guys. We'll keep looking for the stats. Let's go to line 1. Hello, line 1. Okay, thanks very much indeed for that. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call. Don't quote me on that number then until we found, because I don't want to be giving out fake news.
What was this figure you were looking at?
Sorry?
What was the figure you were looking at?
What figure when?
You mentioned about...
What?
In the past 5 years, the number of offences recorded by police of viewing child sex abuse images under the Obscene Publications Act has more than doubled across the UK, reaching a total of 8,745.
It's more than that. If we can't find it tonight...
Estimates there could be up to 500,000 men in the UK who have viewed it.
Boom. There you go.
This is the NSPCC.
There we go, NSPCC. Oh, gosh, in that case, I was way off, but in the wrong direction. 500,000!
This is based on an estimated internet-using population of 21.63 million men aged 18 to 89. In 2013, it was suggested that around 50,000 UK-based individuals were involved in downloading and sharing indecent images of children. Last month, police, this is an old report, but it says police chief said they feared the number might have risen significantly since then, with one report putting up 100,000. God.
There you go. There you go, guys. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call. Here we go. British values. The teaching of British values is so poor in some schools that teachers are basing lessons on attitudes to the weather. The head of Ofsted has warned. The teaching of British values? What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
My kids' school have a value. They have values, and each month they'll look in. But it's not British values. It's like honesty, compassion. But it's not to do with being British.
Wasn't this introduced to stop?
Oh yes.
To stop ISIS. This was done to stop ISIS. That any kids at school that could be radicalised, but pre-existing Muslim children or children that could be converted to Islam and then radicalised, they go, but British values, man. Well, what are British values?
Not cheating at football?
No, not cheating at football, being a little bit racist, but it being okay.
Moaning about the weather.
Not wearing coats if you're up north and
Queuing
it's
up.
cold. Queuing up and...
drinking lots of tea.
And Brexit! Amanda Spielman said inspectors often see an oddly piecemeal approach, I love the word piecemeal, we don't use it enough, around helping pupils learn the values of democracy and civil society. Oh, God! Boring! Boring! In some cases, it is reduced to examining the cliché of how British people like discussing the weather, according to the Chief Inspector of Schools. It's true, though, we do discuss the weather. I found myself talking to a foreign gentleman the other day, and I talked about the weather.
It's very mild at the moment.
A couple of foreign gentlemen, and I said to them both, well, you've seen our secret. This is what our weather's normally like, and we pretend it's rain. Yeah, it's what we talk about. In a speech to the Policy Exchange in London last night, God, that sounds like a fun do. Ms. Spielman insisted that Spielman insisted that promoting British values prevents extremist groups from filling the vacuum. Come on, man. Come on. Really? No. But in one classroom, students were taught the subject through looking at the seasons. Referring to these weather lessons, Ms. Spielman said, they explain that one of the ways they teach fundamental British values is through looking at the seasons and weather, which is surely stretching the definition a bit. But British values, saying British values is like saying Brexit means Brexit. It doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. Was it fair play? Well, I don't think we're a particularly fair country. Decency? Well, we have some decent people. We have some arseholes. Same as every country. What is it?
It feels a little bit like what we used to go out and teach in the colonies, which was the suggestion that we were more civilised than everyone else in the world. And, that's not true.
More generally, we see a lot of wall displays and motivational assemblies, but not much coherent thinking about how a real depth of understanding can be built through the academic curriculum.
What did that mean?
The curriculum is vitally important in preparing young people for life in modern Britain, the Ofsted chief added. We don't even know what life is going to be like in Britain at the end of this week, let alone in a year, in 10 years, in 20. We don't got no idea, man. This country is screwed. I swear to God. I don't really care about Brexit. Honestly, I don't really care either way. But even I'm starting to see that we are screwed and that the people in control haven't got a clue. And that I genuinely, I don't really care less. And I voted to remain. And but it's like when you're in a car crash, right? And you're driving the car and everything slows down and you're going to hit that car in front of you and you put the brakes on and you start skidding and it's all over in 2 seconds. But to you, it's like 30 seconds, everything going slow and you can't get out of it. That's what Brexit feels like. If we're in a slow car crash, man, and we are all screwed.
And no one has a plan.
No! And everyone is feathering their own nest. Johnson has got out before it goes tits up. So
again.
So that people can't go, well, it's your fault. Well, it's not my fault. I left a year ago. Theresa May is going to do everything she can to cover her arse, and then she's going to disappear. And then what have we got? That Rees-Mogg guy? Walter the Softie? Dear God, the man who wanted to tighten the laws on abortion and who moved significant parts of his company, the man who voted Brexit and then moved significant parts of his company to the Republic of Ireland so that it would still be within the EU? That guy? That's the politics of it. Because I don't really care.
Obviously.
Ms. Spillman suggested there is more schools can do to teach these values within subjects such as history, geography and religious education. We haven't been told what these values are. She said British values such as tolerance and democracy. Tolerance.
Are they British?
Tolerance, bearing in mind that the significant number of people who voted to leave, not all of them, but a significant number, was because we have got too many foreigners in this country. That ain't tolerance. Black people still get beaten up. Jews still get beaten up because they ain't one of us. I heard someone on BBC London last night use the phrase, the white indigenous population. Dear God, man, where's the tolerance? There's always a risk that disenchantment with life can be exploited by extremists. That must be me then, who promise a better tomorrow by scapegoating and blaming minorities today, she said. God, what a load of old crap. Seriously, if I didn't have kids, right? I'd be gone, man. If I didn't have kids and because I'm getting divorced, it means I kind of got to be around, and I want to be around. But if I was getting divorced and I didn't have kids, I'd be off to America now.
Well, because America's a lot more tolerant.
No, because this country's screwed, man. No, not because of the tolerance. Just like I don't want anything. This country everyone is going to be bankrupt at some point. I don't want anything to do with this. We're an embarrassment. America's an embarrassment. I'd go to Canada. I'd go somewhere. I'd get out of here. Because it's just... America's big enough, right? The reason I said America is because America is big enough that you can just kind of hide in there and you can kind of blend in there and you can get on and you can do your job and just avoid all the stuff. This place is so small.
If you're a white bloke.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. Oh, yeah. I know the point. But this place is so small that we're all just bombarded every single day with it. Or Canada. Anywhere from here. This country sucks, man. Doesn't it? Well, then why don't you go off and move? Because I got kids here, and kids don't want to, they're in a school, and my wife is here, and I want to be near my kids because I'm a responsible-ish dad. But this place is shit. I'm going to say it, man. Britain is shit, and it's being run by absolute scumbags. And the fact The boffins that run this place and the online stuff get a boner when Nigel Farage finishes his show on LBC and deigns to come and talk to James Whale, and so we stream it live on Facebook because it's Nigel Farage, the man who recently was in a tax haven in the Bahamas with Aaron Banks discussing whether he's going to return to politics or not. Oh God! In fact, everyone is there just jacking off because Nigel Farage is like, oh, I've got 10 minutes. I'll come on your radio. Jesus, man. We're playing to all of these people. With Boris Johnson, with David Davis, whatever his name was sat there and Julia had his tongue up his back. These people are scumbags, right, who have screwed this country up for their own personal good, and we are patting them on the back and making them cups of coffee and do you know what? Push them off a cliff. I couldn't care less. They're useless. They're all useless. They are all useless. Johnson, Davis, May, Farage, Banks, who's the MP that we had a run-in with? Stephen Baker or whatever.
Yeah, Steve Baker.
Steve Baker, absolute scumbag of a human being. All of these tiny little Tory MPs that no one's heard of going, yeah, well, actually, I'm going to resign too. Who are you? Who are you? You're getting ready to form a new party. And Jeremy Corbyn's just as bad. What's he doing? He's doing nothing. He should be coming out and saying, do you know what? This is a car crash. We got to stop and do a rethink, whether it's another referendum or whether we as the grown-ups take control. Someone's got to take control. He's just as bad as the lot of them. Come the revolution, guys. Come the revolution. 0344 499 1000. This is, what station are we on, Catherine?
Talk Radio.
Correct.
The late night alternative with that man, Iain Lee. There's no strangers here, just friends you haven't stalked on Facebook yet.
Have never sent my picture to anyone who didn't request it.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Yes.
Someone sent me a CD, which I was going to play some of tonight, but I didn't. So we'll do some tomorrow. Matt Anderson, Coal Mine and Blues. I got the Coal Mine and Blues. Yeah, I got the Coal Mine and Blues. You look a bit like Paul McCartney there. Do that. You do look a bit. You look like Paul McCartney, YouTubers. You
When?
look just now. Well,
No, but which Paul McCartney?
oh God,
Not these days, Paul McCartney.
Oh, is it like Paul McCartney from about 1986?
Oh.
Dear Ian, I wanted to pass on this copy of Coal Mine and Blues by Canadian singer-songwriter Matt Anderson. I stumbled across Matt whilst listening to a random Canadian podcast in which he was a guest. By the way, here's a podcast recommendation for you. Tim Heidecker, Office Hours. It's filthy. Absolutely filthy. He uses the
they
C
don't
word.
like that.
Uses the C word a lot, but it's very good. It's very good. I was astounded with the pitch, tone and power of his voice that I took to YouTube to hear more and discovered the titular track. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Coal Mine and Blues. I was astounded at the man mountain I saw behind the guitar. I was compelled to write a short letter to Matt to note that I had heard his performance and was a big fan of his work. He in turn responded by sending me a letter, along with this copy of his album. What a gent. In truth, I'd already rushed out and bought his back catalogue, and this special copy has sat unplayed in a drawer for a while now. I felt this is a good accent, isn't it? You don't think?
I've just got a reply from Charlie James.
Oh, yeah?
Go on, no, carry on. I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
That's why I did the face. I
Right.
see why we've got a problem.
Why?
I'll tell you in a minute.
I felt I should do a good deed and pass it on to someone who I know appreciates music. Hi, Kath. Hope you're well. Sincerely, Matt. Thank you, Matt. Well, we'll have listened to that tomorrow. Charlie James started the show. We got an email from a guy wants to come on. He wants to talk to a Brit about Donald Trump. We suspect he wants an argument because we think his tongue is right up Trump's butt.
Hi, Catherine. Thanks for reaching out. Not you reached out. I was trying to get a call into my show here in Charleston, South Carolina, to talk about the President's visit to the UK. My show runs from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. here in the States, which would be 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. your time. Would it be possible to get a call in on Thursday? So I wrote back, Hi, Charlie. I'm afraid that wouldn't work for us as we're on air now. Would you like me to forward your request to my colleague, Mike Graham, who will be on air within that time frame? I mean, that would be hilarious, wouldn't it? He's just written back, I think the confusion here is that I'm looking to see if anyone could call into my show, not necessarily while they're on air. Why on earth would I come in early?
pass it on to Mike. Get Mike to call him, because that will be gold. Because we looked at this guy's Twitter timeline, and seriously, he wants to make Trump babies. So I think because a lot of his tweets are look at the BBC sticking their nose in and reporting on the US and getting it wrong, that kind of stuff, right? So he wants, a dumb Brit to go, we don't want your president over here. We don't like your president. And we think you should jolly well go back to the colonies.
I've just written back, what's your number, Charlie? I'll see what we can do.
Yeah, there we go. Send that to Mike Graham. Get Mike to call you. Because Mike, this guy thinks he's Barry Big Balls. Mike, actually, his birth name was Barry Balls, and they are big. So that's going to be, that'll be worth listening to. If he goes for that. By the way, person calling in from the withheld number playing, TV themes from a few years ago, don't bother, because I'm not going to answer you, so I would just suggest, don't bother. Don't bother doing it.
Do you want a story about age gap love?
Yeah, go on then.
Couple with 28-year age gap prove love comes in all shapes and sizes.
It depends. If she's 30 and he's 2...
Nadine M. Tran and Stephen Curley locked eyes a year ago when they met at the Rock and Roll McDonald's in Chicago, US of A.
Yeah, the murder capital of America, Chicago. 3,000 murders a week. Or a year.
They were instantly attracted to each other, and Stephen, 55, bought Nadine, 27, breakfast, and they chatted for 4 hours.
I said, what about breakfast at Mackey's?
Nadine, an entrepreneur, was first attracted to the firefighter's wrinkles and muscular physique, while he was enthralled by her enthusiasm. No, he wasn't.
She's got enthusiastic boobs, has she? Yes, she has. The titular boobs.
Since falling in love, their relationship has been plain sailing, but they say communication issues have been the most difficult obstacle to overcome, as old school meets new school.
New school's not a phrase.
There's old school meeting new school.
Wowzers. Her school is great. New. It looks like it's open late as well.
Stop it.
Night school.
The age gap is 30 years and it's never been a problem personally for either of us, said Nadine. My family was shocked and is still processing the relationship, whereas Steve's family was very accepting of the relationship. Nadine, who has an 18-month-old daughter, Kate, added, love comes in all different shapes, sizes and ages. Don't judge a relationship by the photos or age difference. Get to know their story first before judging.
Well, why is she talking to us about this?
Don't know.
Well, so an old man got it off with a young woman. So what?
Yeah.
So what that happens?
I mean, he's quite buff.
He's lovely. Good-looking guy. So I don't understand the point of this story.
The pair love trying new restaurants. I don't know why we need to know this. Hang on.
So this is just...
There's no reason.
Okay.
They're just talking to the press about it.
Okay, well, that's great news for them. Well done. Losing Woolworths has hit us more than any other iconic store shutting in recent... Oh, jeez!
Ah!
For God's sake.
Terrifying. It's like Most Haunted all over again, except real.
Jesus, man. Give me the fright of the laugh. I like that.
I do apologise.
I can't make any sudden movements with this shoulder. It's Paul Ross, guys, was scaring us with the old light under the face.
I finally remembered how to get the torch to that thing up on my phone, being an old granddad. I thought I'd just stand in my darkened pod and come to life.
Do you know, it took me I've had a phone for years, and I've only just realised it's got a torch facility. I just normally turn it on and hope
and I love the way you say torch facility.
Well, guys, you'll be interested to know that I've recently worked out that you can adjust the brightness of the torch facility.
Can you?
There's a switch on there for doing that.
I do not believe
I'll
it.
show you after the show.
It's not that you're both catching me up in the middle age stakes or anything, is it? And what is this accent club today?
I do not know what you mean.
See, that's great. That's very, very southern. And all I can see you now is Daisy Duke.
Well, my sister used to live in Georgia.
Steady on. Don't invoke.
In fact, talking to Daisy Duke, we're celebrating Jessica Simpson's birthday on the show today, only so I can play These Boots Are Made for Walking.
Oh, brilliant.
Her fantastic cover version.
Yeah, that was a good version.
I love that reality TV show she used to do with her ex-husband.
Yeah. Weird. It's Lee Hazelwood's birthday as well, who wrote These Boots Are Made for Walking.
Oh, really? There you go.
Great. He got a great album. If ever you see it, you may know, called Have Moustache Will Travel.
Do you know, I don't know that much about... I've read articles about him, but I've not delved that deep into his work.
He bought some great big silo bins, kind of 15, 20 feet deep, and got them in a studio somewhere in Los Angeles. Angeles, so he could sit in the bottom with his microphone and get an amazing, genuine echo. And because he helped Nancy Sinatra have that huge career, Frank Sinatra kind of adopted him and made the record company constantly fund all these weird and wonderful. There's a great double CD of the weird acts he side up and tried to make hits out of. He's just a one-off. Fantastic. Have moustache, will travel.
Beautiful. I'm going to check that out. What's on your show tonight?
On the show today, we're talking about the Eastern Quoll, Quoll, which is a marsupial cat.
Yes.
Unique originally to Australia. Luckily, it went to Tasmania as well. But what happened was when we Europeans went to the Antipodes, we not only took our own convicts and our own personages, we wanted to go fox hunting, so we imported foxes. We took our own cats, and they absolutely devastated Australia. If you read Captain Cook's early journals, he talks about basically pushing aside mice and ferrets and things with his feet, because there were no natural predators apart from the dingoes, and they were further inland. Of course, within about 100 years, they've pretty much gone. And so now they're bringing them back. They're going to try and get rid of foxes completely from parts of Australia. They're putting up more of those rabbit-proof fences, and the quoll, a marsupial cat. How groovy is that? So basically, it has a baby the size of a kidney bean, which crawls from the vulva up into the pouch and then grows.
This is the... Because when I was in Australia, I couldn't think of any other animals that had pouches, right, apart from the koala and the kangaroo. And someone showed me a video of when a koala has a baby. It's like a little jelly baby. Yeah, as a little jelly baby.
And it's got a little pouch. Marsupials,
and honestly, it's this big and it's pink, and it crawls up. Into the pouch. It's incredible, man.
We spoke about koalas last week. I think I may have mentioned this to you because, of course, they're apparently rife with chlamydia. At one breed. Because they're at it like knives the whole time. And male koalas are covered in scars and gouges because they fight for the attention of the wanton females. A bit like Croydon of a Sunday night.
They have the males have their scent glands on their chest. You'll see a big brown mark on there. I had to hold one when I was out there. And of course, it left like a big dirty brown skid mark on my shirt.
And suddenly you're honey for the bears for the female koalas.
Right, they were hot for me. Anything else?
We're also talking to a great financial journalist. He's the Sunday Times business editor, and he's written an amazing book about Sir Philip Green. And it's not the kind of book I'd normally find interesting because I know nothing about business, but it's almost like... It's like a Greek myth, what happened to him. I mean, he came from virtually nowhere, relatively well off, but North London background. His mum financed him. He was very much an 80s creation. He got Joan Collins to market her own jeans with him, thinking he was going to make her Gloria Vanderbilt. That died like a louse in a Russian's beard. But he finally tapped into buying up bankrupt stock. And then, of course, he bought company after company, siphoned off. 1 year alone from BHS, him and his wife took something like £300 million. He had a concert one time. Tom Jones was the warm-up act. Earth, Wind and Fire closed his birthday. And then, of course, it all went He's still got Arcadia and Topshop and stuff, so this man's done the research. He knows the guy, but doesn't particularly like him or get on with him. And he invited him to the book launch, and the guy said, you know what Philip Green said to him? Gotta love a trier. So he's an interesting character, so that's on the show.
That will be on from 1 o'clock. We're back tonight at 10. Until then, from us, ta-ta!